Welcome to your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. Tonight, the Jenks Trojans take on the Westmoore Jaguars. And hi again, everybody. I'm Steve Marshall, Dion Amati, alongside as always, and we are ready to bring you Week 10 of the high school football season. Plenty of playoff implications. We'll talk a lot about playoffs tonight, but for these two teams, they want to go out Week 10, the regular season, on the right note.
That's right, Steve. Not a lot of implications for the playoffs here tonight, but you want to get off on the right foot for playoffs and for the end of the season.
Get some things corrected, and of course, we'll talk about some featured players for this evening. First off, let's start with Jenks and the Trojans and their player to watch tonight.
Yeah, Drayson Waters. This guy is electrifying, Steve. Between the tackles, on the outside, he plays running back for the Jenks Trojan team, and he's physical. He's fast, and he plays a little bit of wide receiver as well, so look for him to have a great night here running the football for the Jenks Trojans.
And then, of course, on the other side for the Westmoore Jaguars, we talk about Jacob Clark.
Jacob Clark. This guy is fast. Steve, when I'm saying fast, I'm talking about 4.3 speed. He does it well on the outside. His right now, quarterback, his cousin. So they got a little bit of a family connection going on right there. So hopefully they can both have a superb night for the Jaguars.
All right, it should be a good one. We're at Moore School Stadium tonight. The Jenks Trojans and the Westmoore Jaguars. It's your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week, and it's coming up next right here on YurView. Stay with us.
Game Time on YurView is brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers, the best in Oklahoma. Airco, the company you know. Tulsa Tech, for your future success, go to tulsatech.edu. And by Wyoke Credit Union. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Look, if you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. That's why this is the view for every other full-size pickup. And this year, it's deja vu all over again. Because only the Ford F-150 gives you best-in-class torque, best-in-class payload, and you got it, baby, best-in-class towing. This is the big dog. This is the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Now get 0% financing for 60 months plus $3,000 cash back on a new F-150 at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Wyoke's new money certificate rates are incredible. Transfer money from another institution to a Wyoke 35-month certificate and receive 3.05 APY. Yes, that's over 3%. And get a $100 cash bonus for new CD amounts of $100,000 and greater. Open your certificate with new money at Wyoke and start earning incredible rates. Federally insured, rate and bonus are for new money only. Other terms and limitations apply. Contact Wyoke for details.
And welcome back, and the high onside type kick is called for a fair catch, so we didn't miss a thing here. As we welcome you back in once again, the Jenks Trojans will start with the football. They'll be in their maroon pants with the white jerseys and maroon numbers. And let's take a look at how they're going to line it up on the offensive side of the football. Brady Latham and Max Johnson. Hunter Hoyt, also Carter Brestavansky, John Roberts, Dylan O'Keefe, Blake Pitcock, Braden Phipps, Julian Clark, and Drayson Waters will be some of the guys to watch for these Trojans who come into the contest. They are ranked number 2 in the state. They are 8-1 on the football season, and there is a look at their quarterback, Ian Corwin. Pretty good numbers as he is throwing passes complete for 1,849 yards, 17 touchdowns on the season. You've seen this ball club a couple times, Dion.
Yes, and one of the guys you have to be impressed with is Ian Corwin. I mean, he leads Jenks as a career passing leader, does it all for this team, makes the checks and the adjustments from the sideline to the field. He's the leader for this team, and they're going to need him tonight.
First play is a handoff, and that goes nowhere. The Jaguars rise up on the first play from scrimmage. Let's see who was in on that tackle. As we check the defense for the Jaguars, Eli Cartwright, Lane Grantham, Davion Dozier, Nikhil Davis, Jackson Hanson. You got Jordan Hampton, Xavier Brewster, Matthew Metcalf, also Zach Johnson, Kerry Shaw, and Trayvon Pierre. The defense for the Jaguars on that first running play, a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 2nd and 12. That last tackle made there by Nikhil Davis. Corwin from the shotgun, fakes the handoff, going to throw the corner side route That's incomplete, trying to hook up there with number 4, Braden Phipps. Little overthrown, that'll bring up a third down.
Yeah, they try to hit you on that smash concept right there. They run a 5-yard out and then a corner route up and try to catch that safety slipping on the backside. It's a far throw, though. You can see he's on the opposite hash. Kind of overthrows the wide receiver. Good job from the Jaguar defense on these first 2 downs. 3rd and long. Let's see what they can do here.
Look at the weather conditions for this evening. Great night football-wise when you're talking about early November. Here's a pass over the middle. That's caught. He's going to stumble forward, and he's going to get enough for the first down. Probably had it to begin with, but the pass caught there by Blake Pitcock, and that'll be a first down for the Trojans.
Yeah, that's just a nice route by Pitcock right there. It's just 3 slants on that trips, 3-by-1 over there. You see the tight end is on the closed side in the boundary. Pitcock doing a good job of catching the ball, putting that cornerback on his back, and then getting up the field and breaking a couple tackles to get up there and get the first down.
Line of scrimmage, their own 42-yard line for the Trojans. Corwin again. 3-man front for the Jaguars. Big hole off the left side. That was some good vision there on that run, Dion. Nice pickup on the play by Drayson Waters.
Yes, that is the player we need to watch tonight. We already mentioned it earlier. Drayson Waters got good speed. This time he picks up a good block by number 27 on the outside, Jacob Shelley. We'll see a lot of him tonight. Drayson Waters follows him, finds the outside, uses that speed, and gets another Jenks Trojan first down.
4 plays, they're already into Jaguar territory at the Westmoore 46-yard line, 1st and 10.
Let's have a new school. New school.
Running play right side this time, hits the hole, gets a couple of yards. A flag does come out, thrown back there by the referee. That's usually going to tell you it's against the offense, some type of holding, or perhaps somebody got a hold of a face mask. I didn't see a face mask, though, and we'll wait for the interpretation. Looks like he's going to call a holding here.
1, 2, 3.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
Doug Kropp is your referee tonight. Craig Wallace, Stu Smith, Steve Stevens, Gage Webster on the crew for this evening. Penalty against the Trojans. That'll push them back 10 yards as you take a look at the replay.
And there it is, number 3, Noah Hernandez. You can see the holding right there on number 77 for the Jaguars. Still not enough to keep him away from helping and getting Noah Hernandez on the ground.
Pass play for the Trojans. Fired over the middle. That's complete. Good pass. Good zip on that ball. And the pass complete there to Blake Pitcock.
Second time they've gone to that quick slant over there from the 3-by-1 receiver over there on the outside. You can take a look. He'll come in the middle of your screen. Nice timing by the wide receiver and the quarterback.
Nice pickup on the play. We'll bring up 2nd down and 6. From the Westmoore 42-yard line, we're just underway. First drive of the contest. Thanks for joining us tonight on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week on YurView. Running play. Again, a nice hole just slides through. Westmoore quickly closes that gap. We're going to hold them to about a 3-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up 3rd, and let's call it 3.
Good job. You see, once again, I'm guessing we're going to see a lot of this tonight with Shelley coming across the line and picking up that defensive end and opening up these holes for these running backs. A little bit of running back by committee with this Jenks Trojan offense. You'll see a lot of them tonight. Here you go, Noah Hernandez back there with Shelley once again.
They need to get to the Westmoore 36-yard line. Just a couple yards from that. Deep handoff. That's going to get first down yardage. Breaks into the secondary. There is a flag on the play. And he went, talk about untouched. It was the Red Sea out there. But you got a feeling this one's coming back.
Yes, it is. You can see Noah Hernandez halt the celebration really quick and tell his whole team to come back to the line.
Chop block is the call against the Trojans. There was nobody even came close to touching him.
And Noah Hernandez is used to seeing plays like that. Last week, 6 touches, 4 touchdowns. He's used to seeing that end zone.
On the offense, 15-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
So that's a big penalty against the Trojans.
I can imagine Coach Riggs is not happy about that, especially this late into the season, trying to get ready for playoff play. You got to be sharp. No time for mistakes, because in the playoffs, those things will cost you.
Third penalty on the drive against the Trojans. Now all the way back on their side of the field. Dropping the throw, going downfield, has a receiver behind the secondary, but overthrown just a bit. And that's going to bring up an apparent punting situation.
And that's a good job by Ian Corwin, because earlier in that play, you could see he looked off the safety, and that's why he was hesitant. It's man over there across the board and one high safety up the top. He looks him over, gives his receiver some time, and he does a good job of beating the corner on the route. Gets behind him, but still not a great throw by Corwin, and now they're forced to punt.
So plenty of yards on that drive, but 3 big penalties that really stalled it. Let's see if they do kick it away from their own 49-yard line. Looking, and finally releasing. That should allow for great coverage, and it's going to hit inside the 5-yard line. Now they're going to hold it back. Does not look like it as he carries it in, and they will spot it at the 1-yard line. Great job on the special teams there by number 87, Bo Estes. And here's a look at the offense for the Westmoore Jaguars as they take the field. Jorge Exenia, also Jay Sparks and Lane Grantham, Trey Stewart, Garrett Human, Trayvon Pierre, Dylan Taylor, Jacob Clark is a man to watch tonight. Showed that to you in the pregame. Colby Phillips and Chris Oliver is the running back. And as they wait, the officiating crew is still talking. I'm not sure what about.
I'm pretty sure they're trying to figure out where they're going to place this football right now. It's on the 1-yard line, but
keys to the game. Dion, you had a chance to talk with the coaches before the contest. What did they tell you?
Yes, sir. Got a couple of keys for them. And number 1, get a move on. Both of these teams want to run the ball well early. Number 2, give me that. Get some turnovers. Create some turnovers on the defensive side. And number 3, get off my lawn. You want to know what I mean by that, Steve?
I do.
Get off the field on 3rd down, guys. These defenses have to put these offenses in long situations, and then they have to get off on 3rd down, just like the Jaguars did right there.
All right, they'll spot the ball at the Westmoore 2-yard line. 1st down, running play up the middle. Gets past the 5-yard line, fights his way to about the 7, perhaps the 8, before he is driven back by a number of defenders for the Jenks Trojans. And here's a look at the Trojans on defense, how they will line it up. Grayson and Isham, also Sear, Minix, Gawley, Pruitt, Hernandez, Morris, Cox, Phipps, and Pitcock. So we got a couple players from both sides going both ways tonight. Gain of about 6 on that 1st down carry. Quarterback Dayton Wolf going to throw. Pass was tipped, and that might have been fortunate because it looked like the receiver, Clark, and Wolf were not on the same page. That might have been intercepted.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, Steve. It did not look like that. It was initially intended for Oliver. See, he kind of lofted that a little bit. But still, it's 3rd and manageable. Let's see if they can pick it up here.
There's a look at the numbers on Wolf on the season, just a sophomore. Going to roll it out to his right. Going to feel some pressure. Fires underneath. Pass is caught. And that looks like it's going to be enough for a 1st down. And a good job of the Jaguars to get out from beneath their own goal line.
And right there you see our player to watch, number 7 on the outside, Jacob Clark. You can see his quarterback, Mr. Wolf, hits him. Not only his quarterback, but his cousin. Found out that earlier today. Grandpa came up to me and said, you know, those are both of my nephews right there. Those are both of my guys. And he said, okay.
That one, Jenks is all over Braden Phipps. Pass is complete, but no gain on the play. That's just good homework right there as they read that and read it well. Somebody missed the block too, I would guess.
Yeah, good job by the cornerback doing an outstanding job being physical and getting off the block.
Apparent flag on the play.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the offense. Half the distance, 2nd down.
Did not see that, as a unsportsmanlike penalty will move the Jaguars back closer to their own end zone. And the line of scrimmage will be at the 8-yard line. So Westmoore from deep inside their own territory.
See, they got 3-by-1 over here. Bunch set at the top of your screen. Tight splits. See what they come out with.
Little RPO action there, and the quarterback, Wolf, decides to keep it. He had the 3 receivers up at the top, and, well, I'll let you do your job.
Let me explain to what's going on.
Tell me, because you know far better than I.
You're looking at a zone read right here. They split out the wide receivers far out there so you can space out and get the linebackers out of the box, and therefore you can get a little bit more running room for your quarterback, Mr. Wolf, and he does a good job of getting up the field.
3rd down and 14 for the Jaguars. This time they send trips to the near side of the field. Straight pass, they go to Clark. Slips 1 tackle and then loses his footing. Don't believe he would have had enough to get a first down even had he broken that initial tackle and not fallen down. And so a likely punting situation coming up for Westmoore.
And it was a good play design because it was a little bit of a wide receiver screen where you put him in the backside, he comes across and he slants behind all those offensive linemen to get up the field. If he doesn't lose his footing, I believe he breaks that tackle and maybe gets enough yards for the first down. But slips, falls down, and it's 4th down.
Punting situation. Kick is away. Fair catch called for right at midfield. And we'll take a timeout. No score. Westmoore and the Jenks Trojans. It's your Oklahoma Ford Dealers game of the week, and we'll be right back.
Game Time Keys to the Game are brought to you by Tulsa Tech. For your future success, go to tulsatech.edu. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Are you looking to build a career in the high-demand and high-paying field of construction? What are you waiting for? Tulsa Tech offers affordable, hands-on training and state-of-the-art facilities. Great training that can give you confidence. Get trained in fields like carpentry, electricity, HVAC, masonry, and welding. To learn how Tulsa Tech can help you make your own path to a successful career, call 918-828-5000 or visit tulsatech.edu.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back. It is senior night tonight for the Westmoore Jaguars. There you can see some of the young ladies. Cheer squad is out there. Pom squad. The cheer, co-ed cheer, was the state champions this year. Congratulations to those young ladies and men who were participating in that, and their coach, Mallory Rigsby.
2 early punts in this first quarter for both Westmoore and Jenks. So second series for Jenks to see how they get off on the right foot.
Ball right at midfield, as we said before going to break. Send a man in motion to the top of your screen. Corwin tucks and runs immediately. Design run play, and good job up front as they are moving that Westmoore defensive line, and he's going to get a first down. Picked up about 12 on the carry.
That's just a nice play call. They motion the wide receiver over here to the trips formation, and they run on the opposite side because they're using the number game over here. One less defender over there to bring down Corwin. Attack that left side, and he picks up a good chunk of yards and picks up another Jenks first down.
Trojans had a good drive going first time. Penalties stopped that one. Westmoore got a first down in their first possession, but then had to punt it away. Corwin, little toss to the running back out of the backfield. He's got a lot of room on the sideline. Breaks 1 tackle. Gets inside the 5, fights his way, and he's going to be down inside the 1-yard line.
And that's just great blocking over there on the outside by the Jenks Trojan wide receiver corps. And a good move by Noah Hernandez. Look at this right here. Number 81 picks up a good block over there on the outside for the Trojans. Julian Clark. And then Hernandez putting on a nice stop on a dime move, and then reaches for the goal line, but is just a little bit short. See if they can punch it in here.
He'd only had 6 receptions for 61 yards on the year. That's a 38-yard reception. And it's first and goal for the Trojans. Corwin sends a man in motion. Run it to the left side and into the end zone. The guy that got him there takes it into the end zone. Touchdown for the Trojans.
And that's just great vision by Noah Hernandez. He goes up the middle, sees the cutback lane, cuts it off to the left. Nice. Look at this right here. Up the middle, jab step, breaks the tackle, gets into the end zone for the first touchdown of the evening.
Good job up front. As here early, Trojans are definitely winning the battle on the line of scrimmage. Extra point on the way is up and good. So with 5:17 left to go in our first quarter of play, the Jenks Trojans are on the board first. They get the 2-yard touchdown run from Noah Hernandez, and they go on top, and they lead it by a score of 7-0. Hey, coming up tomorrow night on the game of the week, the undefeated 5A champion Carl Albert Titans visit the Bishop McGinnis Fighting Irish in a battle for the 5A District 2 title. Game time tomorrow night, 7 p.m. on YurView. Check out Carl Albert and Bishop McGinnis tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock, right here on YurView. It's our fourth fan pick, and you know, those two teams, McGinnis and Carl Albert, have been in the state championship game the last 2 years. I've had the opportunity to call both of those games, and Carl Albert very convincingly has been the state champion. And even though Gary Rose is gone and retired there, Mike Corley is doing a fantastic job as they are unbeaten on the season. And looking forward to that showdown tomorrow night with the Irish.
Yeah, I got a chance to call one of those Carl Albert games earlier this season, and they got some extraordinary athletes over there on the outside for those Titans, and I'm looking forward to seeing them again tomorrow.
So Trojans on the board first at the 5:17 mark. And you can see there the deep man for the Jaguars, Jacob Clark. Moore School Stadium, senior night, good crowd on the home side. And the kick is away with the Trojans on top. In the end zone, automatic touchback and bring it out to the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Let's take a look at that scoring drive that got the Trojans on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they did a lot of it with the run right here. You see the first play of the drive, Ian Corwin running away from the motion over there. Then they do a little screen pass over there to their main man, Noah Hernandez. He stops on a dime and gets up the field and takes it all the way down to the 1-yard line. And then when a man takes it to the 1, go ahead and let him punch it in. And that's exactly what Noah Hernandez does, and that's the first touchdown for the Jenks Trojans.
So they're on top, 7-0. Now the Jaguars try to answer back from their own 20-yard line. Try to get something going offensively. Nice pass on the roll there, complete. Get it out to Chris Oliver, and Oliver with a nice gain of about 20 all the way out to the 40-yard line.
And he takes a hard hit, but that's a great job by Wolf being a little creative with the ball in his hand. The play is not as you draw it up, but he moves forward, finds an open guy, and then hits him right in that honey hole right there on the flats. Look at Oliver get up the field, good chunk of yards, and now they got another first down.
Spotted at the Westmoore 41, a gain of 21 on the play. Wolf with the empty backfield. Dropping the throw under pressure. He's just going to throw this one away. Not real sure who the receiver is over on this near side of the field. Pass is incomplete.
Refs are having a little conference call over there on the 50. Near the Westmoore sideline.
There it is. I thought it was going to come. It's going to be called intentional grounding. And he really had no choice, Dion, because they came from the left-hand side of the quarterback, and he had nobody to throw to.
And I'm starting to think it might have been a miscommunication on that because there was no receivers on that side of the field at all, but the quarterback had to roll there.
Intentional grounding on the offense. 5-yard penalty and loss of down. 2nd down.
You get what I'm saying, Steve? Like
there was somebody that had taken off deep.
Somebody took off deep, and then you saw the pressure in his face, but he rolled to that side like he assumed that there would be some options for him over there.
All right, so a big penalty. It's yardage and loss of down. Dances to avoid one would-be tackler, then fires the pass on the sideline that's incomplete. And the Trojans defensively now forcing a 3rd down and 22 coming up for Westmoore.
Although it wasn't an incomplete pass, Dayton Wolf did some nice moves in that backfield to avoid a pass rusher and at least get that ball down the field and give his wide receivers a chance. Nice moves in the backfield by Mr. Wolf.
So Westmoore now, 3rd down and 22. Wolf steps up and he's going to be dropped. That's going to be a sack for the Trojan defense, driving Westmoore even further back. And it'll be a punting situation coming up for the Jaguars.
And when I talked to Coach Riggs, he told me this is a defense that is going to apply some pressure tonight. They know that Westmoore has some receivers on the outside, and they said they want to kind of balance that out by putting that quarterback under some pressure and not allowing him all that time in the world back there to throw the football down the field.
And before they get to kick it away, we've got a timeout on the field with 4:02 left to go in this first quarter. Jenks on top, leading it by a score of 7-0. Not too many games going on tonight, but there are a bunch of games tomorrow night, and there are a bunch of games, not necessarily in 6A, although some will have impact on the postseason, but especially throughout all the different classes. There's even talk of a possible 5-way tie in a couple of districts in 3A, I believe it was.
And the one that has the main implications regarding both of these teams, well, just Westmoore, is that Edmond Santa Fe versus Norman game. If Edmond Santa Fe takes care of business and beats Norman, Westmoore would be in the playoffs. But if they lose, Westmoore would be out.
So as I talked to Coach Williams on the radio show earlier this week, he said, we got to play. He goes, but we won't know anything until the games are over on Friday. So a log jam, no question about it, this year in 6A1. Punting situation for the Jaguars. Great snap. Kick is away. It's a good kick. Fair catch called for once again and taken right at the 45. Good job there on receiving the punt by Brady Phipps. And the Trojans will start 1st and 10. And next week, the Ford Game of the Week will take you to the playoffs. You can check out YurView.com for the game that we're going to be bringing you next week. We'll look at all the different scenarios, possibilities, matchups, and try to figure out which one is best for the viewing audience for the entire state. Game time will be 7:30 for first-round playoff action on the Ford Game of the Week right here on YurView Channel 3. Kind of excited about playoffs, man.
Yeah, that time of the year. Gets a little colder. Playoff time comes around.
Here's a pass play down the middle, complete. And a complete pass and big yardage gain there as they get the reception out to Julian Clark. 6'2", 170, and a senior, and he got behind the secondary. Nobody was home.
Yeah, and you can see it was just a nice little hot route. One-step drop. Julian Clark beats his man on the outside. Gets up the field. He's the only one back there.
So from the 45-yard line all the way down to the Westmoore 16. 39-yard gain on the play, 1st and 10. Jenks knocking on the door once again. Handoff up the middle. Breaking tackles, eluding would-be tacklers. Still on his feet, fighting and grinding. Gets loose and goes into the end zone.
What a run. Look at that. Number 21 for the Jenks Trojans, Will Cox, going up for the touchdown, breaking all kinds of tackles. Look at the replay.
Count the tackles.
There's one. There's two. Bouncing off of some of his teammates. There's three. There's four right here. Then you see a help from his teammate over there pushing him along. Good job by number 11, Dylan O'Keefe, to help him from behind, and Will Cox showing off the strength.
16-yard run, and he worked, and he got most of that all on his own. He did get a little help there, as Dion said, but what a run by Will Cox, and that jumps the Trojan lead out with the extra point made to 14-0. Jenks on top of the Westmoore Jaguars. Wow, what a run.
Take another look right here. You can see he's just like a pinball, just bouncing off of would-be tacklers. You can see they're trying to strip the ball out as well. Then O'Keefe wisely comes up behind him, pulls him away from the Westmoore Jaguars defense, and shows him the glory road. And there it is, over there on the outside. And he keeps his feet and goes into the end zone for the Jenks Trojan touchdown.
Great run by Cox, but if you're on the Westmoore sideline, the coaches are not going to be happy with the tackling effort. And there you can see a look there at Coach Lorenzo Williams.
And I know that face. I've seen it a couple times in my day. The head coach is not happy. One of these things that really, really make the head coach and the head ball coach mad is missed tackles.
So 14-0 now the score with Jenks on top with 3:18 left to go. So in the span of 1 minute and 59 seconds, they put 2 touchdowns on the board. And the Jaguars will get it back once again. Kick is away. Line drive kick taken right at the 1-yard line. Coming out the right side on the return there is number 1, Trayvon Pierre. And he'll get it across the 20 to close to the 23, 24-yard line. And that's where the Jaguars will put it back in play as we take a look at that scoring drive once again.
Yeah, you can see this play action, hot route right here, just a vertical route down the field. Julian Clark brings it in. Big chunk of yards for the Jenks Trojans, and then all you need is Will Cox and all that moxie. Look at it, 1, 2, 3. O'Keefe from behind, and then he goes into the end zone. What a tough run. What a touchdown.
Jaguars try to answer back. Wolf scrambles up in the pocket, delivers downfield, but incomplete. And Mr. Wolf is not getting a lot of time to throw the football.
Not at all. Every time he steps back for a pass, there's 2 or 3 Jenks Trojans in his face. He's going to need some time back there, or they're going to have to start running some quick routes, some screens, some bubbles, so that they can get to the outside and use their athletes to get up the field. These long, drawn-out routes, it's looking like he's not having time for that.
Keeps it himself this time, goes up the middle, gets across the 30 to about the 31-yard line, gain of 6 on the play.
And that was a good job right there by Wolf, because now it makes it a manageable 3rd down. It's 3rd and 4.
So look at the numbers on the season for Wolf, just a sophomore.
It's one impressive sophomore.
Nobody jumped offside there. That was the one for the original call. Handoff. Nope, keeper by Wolf that time as he goes forward.
I don't know if he has enough for the 1st down.
Looks like he's a little short.
Check out the replay right here. It's another zone read. He keeps it, has a little bit of a hole, but he runs in to one of his blockers along with the Jenks Trojan defender. Looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down, though.
4th and 1 for the Jaguars.
Wide splits by the wide receivers.
Wolf dropping the throw, looking over the middle, goes to Clark. 1st down yardage and then some as he gets it out to the 43-yard line. They went for it, they got it. They needed it, really.
And that's a nice executed pivot route. You see those receivers tight on the outside. Good route by Jacob Clark. Finds the inside and gets up the field for the 1st down on 4th down. That was a gutsy call by the head coaching staff. And great execution by the players.
Wolf drops the throw once again, looking over the middle, scrambles out of the pocket, has a receiver open, and that's going to be good yardage there on the gain on the pass to, I think it's Colby Phillips, number 17 for the Jags.
Man, I'm truly impressed by number 6, Dayton Wolf, early in this contest. He's doing a lot to keep this Westmoore Jaguars team alive, breaking tackles in the backfield, making some moves and getting away from defenders and throwing the ball well down the field.
Running play. And that one is going to be stopped a little short there, but Jaguars putting together a drive when they needed it most. Otherwise, it looked like Jenks was poised to really run away with this ball game.
Right there, you see Jenks Trojans defense drop into that cover 3 look that they like to do sometimes. You can see the safety rolling down and helping with the run game. You see he's doing it one more time in the box right there.
Fake the handoff, and now getting loose on the sideline, breaking a couple tackles of his own is Jacob Clark. He had me tricked on the handoff to the right side, pulled it back in, and then finds Clark along the sidelines. Nice gain. They're going to get it all the way down to the 11-yard line.
And they throw the screen right into the coverage. You can see the safety roll down into cover 3. Just a missed tackle right here, and Jacob Clark puts on the moves. Good job by number 21, Will Cox, right here, because that's a hard tackle to make, especially when you have no help. You have to use the sideline. He does a good job of that, presses him, and makes the tackle, although not before they can reach the red zone.
From the 11-yard line, going to throw the fade to the corner, looking for Clark, but incomplete.
And it's just a 7 route, or some call a corner to the outside there, but Jacob breaks it off a little too shallow. And you can see Wolf wanted him in the corner right there. Take a look at it again. He wants him in the corner. And 7, Jacobs breaks it off a little bit flat. I'm guessing he was reading the safety and was trying to stay away from him, and the quarterback just didn't see it in time.
Movement up front for the Jaguars offensive line. Now motion to the right side. Wolf takes the snap. One to throw back. He's in trouble now, and he's going to be taken down for a loss of the play back to the 16-yard line.
And they had it set up, Steve. They had it set up. They were going to throw back to that running back screen. They had it lined up over there on the outside. All the offensive linemen were out there blocking. But the rush from the defensive line of Jenks was too much, and he couldn't get it over there.
All right, 14-0. We have completed our first quarter of play. The Jenks Trojans on top of the Westmoore Jaguars on your Oklahoma Ford dealers. Game of the week. We'll take a timeout and be back. Second quarter action to come.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Weoki's new money certificate rates are incredible. Transfer money from another institution to a Weoki 35-month certificate and receive 3.05 APY. Yes, that's over 3%. And get a $100 cash bonus for new CD amounts of $100,000 and greater. Open your certificate with new money at Weoki and start earning incredible rates. Federally insured, rate and bonus are for new money only. Other terms and limitations apply. Contact Weoki for details.
Winter's just around the corner, so it's a great time to replace your furnace before you need it most.
A planned replacement can save you thousands of dollars while improving the comfort and efficiency of your home.
Don't get caught in the cold. Call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
No one thinks about their water heater until it fails.
At that point, you have a huge mess on your hands with water damage everywhere.
A planned water heater replacement can save you a lot of trouble.
Right now, you can save big on a new high-efficiency water heater.
Call Airco Service.
The company you know.
Welcome back to Moores School Stadium. Along with Dion Amade, I'm Steve Marshall, and the entire crew from YurView. Hope you're enjoying our game so far this evening. Jenks Trojans on top, leading at 14-0. Flip sides of the field as we begin the second quarter of play. Loose football. Wolf is able to fall on it, but that's a big loss of down. Because now they'll be looking at fourth down. Lost a few yards on that play, and more than likely the field goal unit going to come out.
Yeah, you can see it's just another one of those zone reads. Quarterback being a little indecisive along with the running back. But they're going to bring out the field goal unit.
It'll be from the 26-yard line, so a 36-yard attempt. Snap is back. Kick is away. And it is good.
Whew, that's an impressive kick.
Yep, 36-yard field goal for the Westmoore Jaguars. Good job there by the special teams. Get some points on the board for Westmoore to make it 17-3 as you take a look at the replay.
Yeah, take a better look at it. Nice camera work right there and just right through the middle. Nice 36-yard field goal.
Take a look at the district standings in 6A1. You see Broken Arrow up at the top. We've seen them. They are well deserving of that ranking. Then Jenks, Edmond, Santa Fe, Norman, Westmoore, Yukon, Edmond Memorial. Now, the way it stands for tomorrow night, you've got Norman is hosting Edmond Santa Fe. You would think that Santa Fe is a bit of a favorite in that game, and then Yukon plays at Edmond Memorial. So if Yukon takes care of Edmond Memorial, then Westmoore is in postseason play. If not, then Norman has a good shot to get in. Either way, Yukon cannot get in. And the way it looks, if it holds true to what people think, these so-called experts, it would be Westmoore on the road to go play the Union Redskins. If that's your reward for finishing fourth in your district, is you're more than likely going to go to the east side of the state and play one of the top schools in the state of Oklahoma. And this year is no different, as the east side, always stronger, is even more so this year. Jaguars after the field goal. 14-3, high kick. Kind of an onside type variety. Taken by the Trojans and taken down at about the 36-yard line. And that's where Jenks will put it in play. They've scored the last two times they've had the football. They had a punt on their first possession after a series of penalties stopped them in their tracks, but they've scored 2 touchdowns the last 2 times they've had the football. Let's see what happens here, if they're able to keep that trend going, or if the Westmoore defense is ready to answer the call.
Yeah, it just seems like Jenks right now is having majority of their success between the tackles, doing a couple things on the outside that have caught Westmoore off guard a little bit. So let's see what they got here. Looks like an unbalanced alignment.
Running play, and again, the hole is just enormous. And it's not like 1 or 2 guys are getting in there. I mean, it is just a smooth, wide open slot for the running backs to get through.
Right there, number 27, Jacob Shelley finds a nice size hole.
Kerry Shaw, a little gimpy to get up off the turf for the Jaguars. Pickup of 4 on the play will bring up a 2nd and 6. See, Shaw look like he's 100% right at the moment. Try to fight it off and get ready for these Jenks Trojans up front.
It's another unbalanced alignment. You can see the tight end over here on your right side.
Run up the middle, and this time he's tripped up. And maybe a loss of a yard on the play. That was one of the few times that the Jaguars have really gotten good penetration.
Yeah, and you can see where they came from, that unbalanced, the weak side where they have 2 players over there on the offensive line. It's the tight end and the guard. I'll tell you right now, though, Westmoore is going to need to watch out for that tight end on that backside. This time they don't put a tight end over there. It looks like a guard.
Ian Corwin, the quarterback, takes the snap, looks quickly, and now is going to throw deep. Good coverage over there. And the pass is incomplete, trying to hook up once again with number 4, Braden Phipps.
And that's not good coverage. That's great coverage over there on the outside. Look like Dijon Skimke over there running side by side with number 4 for the Jenks Trojans, Braden Phipps. Man, I love seeing good defensive back play, Steve.
I think it's almost a given that people expect it, that, you know, it's not always a given, is it?
No, sir, it's not.
So you're saying that defensive backs are kind of underappreciated?
I mean, you said it, not me.
Okay. Punting situation for the Trojans, and once again, they'll kind of take their time getting over there. Survey the field, high kick, fair catch called for. And I'm amazed at both these guys. We saw Clark earlier in the season, and then watching, I believe Phipps it is for the Trojans. They just field these fair catch punts like no problem.
Effortlessly.
Yeah. One of the other things we like to tell you about is our Over the Middle podcast that comes your way. October, of course, we've moved on to November is when we see surprises emerge on the recruiting trail, and nobody is a bigger surprise than the Arkansas Razorbacks. Chad Morris says the Hogs ranked in the top 20 in every recruiting service. discuss the Hogs' resurgence, Jeremy Crabtree talks with Richard Davenport of the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. You can find that out on YurView.com. Wolf going to throw down the middle. He's got a receiver wide open across midfield and deep into territory. Pass caught there by Colby Phillips.
It was a great catch by Colby Phillips, a nice route, but it seemed like they had two receivers in the same area, so there must have been a miscommunication somewhere right there, but luckily one of them comes down with it, and it's a big chunk of yards for the Jaguars. Look at this. A nice post route up the middle, gets behind the Jenks Trojan defense.
Maybe the key to that play was Wolf really finally had time to throw the football.
Right about that.
Jenks has been in the backfield all night long. Wolf dropping the throw once again. Throws to the outside corner route. And they say he came down with the football. Nice catch on the far side of the field for the Jaguars. And once again, coming up with the reception is Colby Phillips.
And that's a really nice contested grab by Colby Phillips. So he runs that corner route over there on the outside, and you can see the hands in there from the Jenks defender, but stronger hands by Phillips, and brings it in for another first down.
Wolf to throw again, pump fake, still looking. Now the crossing route over the middle to Clark. Pass is complete, and that's going to pick up 6 or 7. Looks like a totally different team on offense.
And the difference is, like you said, Steve, all the time there in the back for the quarterback, Mr. Wolf, to pick up some wide receivers and actually not be under duress. Look at this. Just find somebody, nice sidearm throw, finds his cousin, and they get up the field, and it's a nice gain on first down.
Wolf to throw, this time under pressure. Eludes one tackler, two tacklers, and dives forward. Loses the football. Now are they going to say it was down or not? That's the huge call on this play right here. Trojans come up with it, but it looked like he dove to the ground and lost it when he hit the ground. Let's take a look.
And the whole time when he was swinging that ball around, he dodged about 3 players, and I was looking at him, I was like, that ball's a little too loose.
That was punched out.
And that was definitely punched out. It looks like number 24 for the Jenks Trojans, Jared Galley.
They don't have benefit of replay. Obviously, they don't use that on the high school level, but there's no question that was punched out of there. Referee is asking his crew mate, what did you see?
Looks like the ref is mouthing that it was punched out.
That's the right call.
And man, that hurts for these Jaguars right here. And it's a good call, because before his elbow, before his knee, before anything goes down other than his hand, the ball is punched out.
It's out right there.
Just a nice play by number 24 for the Jenks Trojans, Jared Gilley.
The ball is spotted at the 13-yard line. That's where the Trojans begin, 1st and 10.
So Jenks will take over at their own 13-yard line. Corwin, play action, looking. He's going deep sideline pattern, and that's caught. Reception made here on the near side. Coming down with it, number 87, Bo Estes, with another reception.
And Bo Estes is a young man that's impressed me throughout this season. Just a big, strong, physical tight end, and great, strong hands for these Jenks Trojans.
So that digs them out of the little bit of the hole that they were in. Big, big turnover. It looked like Westmoore was poised to get on the scoreboard again and make this a closer football game. High snap over the quarterback's head, lost. Still eluding tacklers, and finally spun down, drugged down, and a big loss on the play there. Big number 51 for Westmoore, one of the first guys there. That is Dewamanique Reese coming up with the big play. Just a freshman, 5'10", 240.
Wow, that's a good size freshman, and look at him shed some blockers away. Never gives up, even when he's knocked down to the ground. He finds Corwin's ankles and brings him down as well.
Freshman defensive tackle. You don't see that very often at the 6A level.
Can't imagine what he's going to look like, later in his career.
2nd and 24, pass downfield, deep, incomplete. Trying to hook up there with number 81 for the Trojans. That's Julian Clark again, who caught that big pass earlier.
And good coverage over there. Looks like he just out-throws everybody.
So 3rd and 24 coming up for the Trojans. Still 7:29 left to go off the incomplete pass. Stops the clock.
Third and long. 24 yards to gain. See if they can do it here.
Quick drop, quick throw, complete, but he's going to be far short of the first down yardage necessary. Estes again on the reception. We've got a good crew of receivers on that team as we got an injured Jaguar down on the field. That's number 5, Dejon Simpkins. Dejon Simpkins, the injured player down on the field. When you look at the receiving numbers coming into the contest, Clark had 32 catches for 612 yards. That's an average of 19 yards a grab. Phipps had 23 receptions. Estes, who we've seen several times already tonight, only had 11 coming into the game. Seems like he has 3 or 4 here, Andy, in the early going. Just 2 so far, he says. So they can spread it around.
Yeah, they certainly can. You can see Julian Clark's kind of their deep ball guy. He has very great straight line speed. You see Pitcock, number 15. He's the guy that he's consistent. He's got some great speed, but he's also got great strong hands, and he positions his body well. And then Bo Estes is a guy that I've liked since we've seen him earlier on in the season. Big, strong, physical tight end, runs well with the football in his hand, kind of one of those guys, those wide receiver tight end types that turns into a running back when he gets the ball in his hands and makes things happen for this Jenks Trojan offense.
Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we have our GigaBlast halftime show. Wyoki kick for cash, and I think it's Julian the Jaguar.
Really?
Is the kicker tonight. How about that? So that's coming up. Pride of Westmoore marching band performance, plus stats, highlights, all that coming up on the GigaBlast from Cox halftime show here on YurView. Yeah. I think the mascot's going to kick.
JJ?
I think that's what it was. You'll find out when you go down there. JJ the Jaguar.
So the Jaguar, JJ,
yes,
is going to be kicking the Wyoki kick for cash.
You got that.
This should be interesting.
You and Chris take care of it from there, all right?
I suggest y'all tune in.
All right, so a punting situation for the Trojans, looking at a 4th down and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Again, the token pressure. Kick is off. It's a high, short kick, very high kick. He comes up and makes that catch like it's no business.
Like
got
butter.
6 defenders around him. And he has no worries in the world. So that will put the ball right at the 48-yard line. Jaguars looked like they were going to get more points on the board in their last drive. Here's just no big deal. Bunch of guys around me. Playing football.
Daisies, dandelions. Oh, there we go. Catch the ball.
That is a calm, cool, collected character right there. Jacob Clark, he was our player of the game, as I remember, too, earlier this season, and had that same demeanor with the microphone.
Yeah, very much a strong, silent type of guy.
Jaguars take over from their own 48. Pass over the middle. That ball is complete. Nice tackle in the open field on the reception for Westmoore, number 30. That's Dylan Taylor. I know you like that tackle.
Yeah, you got to get him the way you can get him. Doing a good job trailing from the behind and just lays out, brings him to the ground. Good job by Quellen.
Quarterback keeper up the middle across the 40-yard line in Jenks territory. That'll be enough for the first down as they'll move the chains. And last possession in the early parts of this one, looks like Westmore's maybe figured out a few things on offense.
Yeah, they definitely have. They haven't been taken advantage of on that offensive line like they were on that first couple of drives. They figured some things out. They're doing some good job in the wide receiver corner and then in the passing game.
That ball, false start on the offense.
False start against the
first down.
Jaguars, and that will make it a first down and 15 situation for Westmoore. Cole Ramsey, the offensive coordinator there, with his back to you now. And Keith Riggs, the first-year coach for the Jenks Trojans.
See a 3-by-1 formation.
Wolf stands in, completes the pass, breaking one tackle, but not able to get away from any more. Trayvon Pierre. And Pierre gets some of that yardage back. That'll bring up a second down in about 7 or 8.
That's why you always have to pursue to the football. Young defensive players, you got to pursue sideline to sideline to the football. You see the cornerback is out there by himself. Receiver does a good job eluding the tackler, but not before. Got some help from his friends and comes make the tackle.
Wolf is able to scramble back and maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more than that. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 situation for Westmoore.
See, he tried to step up in that pocket a little bit and it was stepped up a little too far. Then decided to run late. It's brought down to the ground by the Jenks Trojan defense. Tight split over there at the top of your screen. Let's see what happens over here with that.
Big 3rd down play for Westmoore. Running play up the middle. That's going to get about 2 or 3, but not near enough. And I don't know really if they get enough to make it go for it on 4th down.
But seeing with that play call, you kind of assume that they are going to go for it on 4th down. I mean, being past the 50-yard line, run play on 3rd down, you have to assume that they are going to go for it on 4th. And you can see that offense is still out here.
Good call. Dion Amade. Working the books tonight. 4th down play. Jaguars. Blitz coming. Pass. Incomplete. Trying to hook up with Jacob Clark and just let him a little too much.
Just a little too much, and that's the first time that you saw an incompletion go through the hands of Jacob Clark right there. Good job defensively on the outside by the Jenks Trojans. Number 8, Caleb Peters. You can see he got his hand on an upfield shoulder, bats that down, and might have been just enough to get Jacob Clark to drop that pass.
So the Trojans coming up with their 6th possession of this first half. They punted on their first possession, scored touchdowns on their 2nd and 3rd possession, and have been shut out since then. Westmoore, of course, got the field goal early. Looked like they were going to go in for a touchdown, but could not finish that drive. And we stand at 14-3. 4 minutes left to go. Deep pass downfield, but got a feeling we're going to see a flag. Didn't see the defender turn and look for the ball at all. And that's going to be a pass interference call against the Jaguars. And a little different in high school football is it will just be a 15-yard penalty as opposed to spotting it where the infraction occurred. Take a look at the replay again, and you can see the defender never looking for the ball, ran into him as well, so there wasn't much doubt about that one.
On the defense, 15 yards, result 1st down.
Sidelines for the Jaguars. Weather's so much nicer than what it was yesterday and last evening. Halloween was not so scary for a lot of folks as a lot of the youngsters decide to keep it indoors last night. It was cold, it was chilly, it was damp, it was raining in some locations. Beautiful day today and a gorgeous evening for the month of November here in week 10. Trojans dropping the throw, trying to set up that screen pass. Pass is complete. Westmoore comes up and makes the hit. The reception made there by number 21, Will Cox. And Cox will get it all the way down to the Westmoore 43-yard line. Needs to get to the 39. That'll bring up a 2nd and 4. Big guys up front for the Trojans. Brady Latham and Max Johnson, Hunter Hoyt, Carter Brestavansky, John Roberts. They are doing a great job up there tonight for the Trojans. Running play, right side, big hole, 1st down yardage into the secondary. One more tackler to beat. He's gone. Touchdown, Trojans. Noah Hernandez with his 2nd run of the night. And the Trojans are back on the scoreboard again. Here's the handoff. There's the hole. Deceptively fast as well. As you can see, he gets around the corner. Zach Johnson kind of waves at him. And Hernandez gets into the end zone. 43 yards on the run. His second touchdown of the night. The extra point attempt is on the way. It is up and good. And with 3:12 left to go here in our second quarter of play, the Trojans have extended their lead as they now go up by a score of 21-3.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Are you looking for a career where you can work anywhere and even travel the world? Do you have a passion to work with people, plan events, or own your own restaurant? Tulsa Tech can help you build a successful career with exciting hospitality programs. Programs like culinary arts, restaurant and lodging management, and event planning. Make your own path to a successful career you love by calling Tulsa Tech at 918-828-5000 or apply online at tulsatech.edu.
Game Time Keys to the Game are brought to you by Tulsa Tech. For your future success, go to tulsatech.edu. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Welcome back, everybody. Here's a look at some of the folks from the Tulsa area, South Tulsa, if you will. The Jenks Trojans. They travel pretty well this evening. And, of course, they expect to be in postseason play. They expect to be in the finals. They expect to win state championships. And for the last 22 years, either them or Tulsa Union, except for last year when Owasso snuck one in. Union and Jenks had shared that large school trophy. Owasso breaking that string last year. Who will it be this year? There's a great open field tackle on the kickoff. Took the feet right out from underneath Zach Johnson. And the Jaguars will start 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line. 3:08 left to go. As you watch a look at Dylan O'Keefe diving in there. Great effort. Making the stop on the play. Only one time our friend Don King, who is the play-by-play voice on the radio for the Jenks Trojans, dropped off a little bio of these two teams. And I remember being at the game in the quarterfinal of the playoffs back in 2002 when Westmoore beat Jenks, and that's the only time that the Jaguars have beaten the Trojans. And that was a close ball game. 14-10 was that final score, and that was way back in 2002. Since then, Westmoore has won the last 10 meetings, and a lot of those were not even close. Last year's game, Jenks won that one by a score of 38-21. Three receivers to the top of your screen. 2nd down and 8. Pass is deflected in the air and is going to fall incomplete. Didn't hand up on the football. Pass intended for Chris Oliver, but defensive line got a hand on that one. Blake Isham with a nice play as we take a look at the replay, Dion.
Yeah, and he just does a good job of batting that ball away before the screen pass is completed. What they teach you as a defensive back, if you can't affect or get back to the quarterback, put your hands up and deflect the pass or get in his way, mess up his line of sight, something.
3rd down, pass play. Near side, caught, 1st down. Jacob Clark on the reception out across the 30-yard line to about 33. He lost his pants.
And that's just a nice comeback route by Jacob Clark. You can see that cornerback was in a bail technique. Quarterback looks up and sees it. Jacob breaks off the route, and it's a nice completion for a 1st down.
Clark takes a breather on the sidelines. Jaguars would love to get some points on the board before halftime, trailing 21-3. Wolf dropping to throw. Has time, looks, delivers. in and out of the hands of the intended receiver on the near side, trying to hook up there with Dylan Taylor incomplete.
Yeah, and he just leads him just a little bit too far there. A diving attempt, but he can't come down with the completion.
That'll bring up a 2nd and 10 with 2:07 left before halftime. Dayton Wolf, the young quarterback for Westmoore. They list him at 5'11", 215. Here's a running play to the left side. Diving forward, getting close to that first down marker is Wolf. They're going to spot him about a yard shy. And one of the Trojans is down on the field injured at the moment. As we take a look at the replay, I believe it's number 33 that you saw there briefly in your picture.
If you are a parent of a
Landis Morris.
senior class officer or student council senior officer, please begin making your way down to the
Can't
field.
tell where he got hit, but he's up and appears to be all right. Been a momentary situation for him. He'll take a breather on the sideline, and Westmoore now looking at a 3rd down and 1. So both teams back onto the field. Jenks is number 2 this week. Broken Arrow number 1. Union 3, Santa Fe 4. Surprising team in Class 6A this year has to be Putnam North. They're 8-1 on the year. We got to see them a couple weeks ago, and they have really put together a nice season.
Yeah, they got a good tandem of wide receivers over there. Not surprised that they've put together some great wins.
Head coach Ryan Laverty. We helped celebrate his birthday that night. They got the win over Norman North a couple weeks back. Wolf going to keep it, quarterback draw. He's going to get the first down out to the 45-yard line. And the Jaguars will keep the ball with a new set of downs.
Yeah, they got to stop the clock to reset the chains. See, nice progression, nice work in the field on this 2-minute drill.
Wolf dropping the throw. Hits Clark. Clark spins forward. That's another first down.
Jacob Clark has to remember that the time is against him right here. Although they stopped the clock for the first down, if he's in the middle of the play with these outside routes, he has to get out of bounds.
Line of scrimmage now, the Trojan 43-yard line. Minute 5 left to go before halftime. Wolf in the pocket, throwing down the middle, has Clark, and he let him just a little too much. And you can bet that they wish they had that one back, Dion, because he was there.
And you could see the communication between the cousins over there. He did a little hand signal and gave him the route that he wanted. They put him on the single receiver side on that 3-by-1, so he's by himself with the corner. But the linebacker's doing a good job coming over and bracketing him, but he does beat them on the post route, but still a little too far by Wolf.
Clark got some sweet silver sneakers on out there, like Joe Washington, perhaps. Just caught that on the replay there. Here comes the blitz. Wolf is going to throw the timing pattern down the far side. What a throw. He lofted that thing in there perfectly on his back foot, complete all the way down inside the 10-yard line on the receiving end, Chris Oliver. Take a look again, Dion. How'd you like that throw?
That was a nice football down the sideline. Good job, good concentration by Oliver to bring it in as well.
Wolf's going to keep it up the middle to the 5. Wolf into the end zone. Touchdown, Jaguars. Dayton Wolf, as the Jaguars show some life here at the end of the first half. That's a big, big touchdown, Dion.
That was an excellent job. Excellent 2-minute drill. Good job to finish it off by number 6, Mr. Wolf, doing the zone read like he's son do all night, baby.
35 seconds left in for the extra point attempt. Ryan Knight, the kicker. Snap back. Kick is away, and it is up. And it is good. So with 35 seconds remaining in the half, Jaguars get their first touchdown of the night. on this nice run here. So he took it away from the running back, kept it himself, and then dove into the end zone for the touchdown.
Man, that's just a nice drive by Mr. Wolf. I mean, running the football, then nice passes. Only if he could have had that one back to his cousin over there on the outside, Jacob Clark, on that post route. But still, nice job on that wheel route from the running back, just dropping the pass right inside the bucket, setting up for the touchdown, and he does the rest and runs it right in with the zone read.
Wolf was a big part of a very successful Westmoore baseball team last year as a freshman. Their starting third baseman. And talking with the coaches, they just talked about how he, never seemed like any stage was too big. And acted like he belonged out there even though he was just a ninth grader. And here he is in his second football season and starting quarterback for the Jaguars, who now trail by a score of 21-10. 35 seconds left to go here.
And you can tell by his demeanor over here on the sideline as well, too, Steve. I mean, they're down by 11 points, but you can see them. There's no panic. There's no sudden, jitteriness of him. He's just calm, cool, and collective, playing his game. And here comes the ball over here to the sideline.
Fair catch by Dion Amade on the far side. And that ball gets loose and actually goes down to about the 22-yard line. Making fun of Dion down there calling for those fair catches, using that 4.4 speed to get loose.
Yeah, they don't want to see me with the ball in my hand, Steve. I get that rock, I'm liable to take him for 6.
There you go. I don't doubt you for a second. Is there any huddle highlights that exist of your high school career? I'm going to have to look that up.
I don't know if huddle was invented back in my day.
All right, so the Trojans come out. By no means do you ever expect Jenks to just say, okay, 34 seconds left, we'll kill the football. I'd be surprised if they did, especially with the way that they're lined up. Ian Corwin drops. Looked like he wanted to throw, then goes ahead and keeps it himself. Gets out of bounds. Lorenzo Williams, the head coach, right there on top of it. He'd like to see that clock keep running and get out of here and take that momentum into the locker room.
Yeah, he's working them. He is working them.
So, second down and 5 from their own 26-yard line. Corwin dropping the throw, looking, now comes back. Pass is caught, will be a first down. They'll stop the clock, move the chains, and then restart the clock with 23 remaining. Reception made out there by Julian Clark. And they quickly spike the football, I believe, and then take a timeout as Corwin heads toward the sideline. So they're going to talk about it. They're going to try to do something. Check that. I don't think they did take a timeout. I think they just spiked the football, stopped the clock. He runs halfway to the sidelines to get clarification on what it is that they want to run. 21 seconds left. Second down and 10. Trojans from their own 41. Corwin looking left. Fires left. Pass is complete. Gets out of bounds. First down beyond midfield into Westmoore territory. Run out of bounds there at the 46 on the reception is number 15, Blake Pitcock. Get a good look there. Corwin right on the money.
And you can see what they're doing, Steve. They're doing a good job of attacking the sidelines and trying to save themselves and get out of bounds so they can take a shot at the end zone here with 15 seconds left.
See what they dial up here on 1st and 10. Corwin dropping the throw. Pass out of the backfield is complete. That's going to be enough for another first down. Spot him out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Once again, stop the clock and move the chains with now 9 ticks remaining on this first half clock. Here's a look at the replay. Corwin going to his left side. Pass complete there to number 21, Will Cox. We've called his name a couple of times tonight. And it looks like Westmoore wants to take a timeout. They're calling everybody over to the sidelines. That reminds us to remind you, don't forget about our Gigablast from Cox halftime show that'll be coming up. We've got the Wyoke Kick for Cash. We've already teased that a little bit, as JJ the Jaguar will be our contestant for the $500 check from the good folks at Wyoke. Pride of Westmoore Marching Band and their halftime performance, plus stats and highlights, all coming your way during the Gigablast from Cox halftime show here on YurView. Get a look at some of the parents for the Jenks Trojans. Fans, grandparents, all in attendance this evening. What a great football program. I mean, not just for the state of Oklahoma, but when you talk about football programs throughout the region, throughout the country, when you hear the name Jenks Trojans, you think of lofty anticipation, big, tough, physical, strong, solid football teams, and there doesn't ever seem to be a let-up. A lot of teams that are successful go through a rebuilding stage once in a while, not the Trojans. First down and 10 from the 28-yard line. Swing pass out of the backfield. Caught out of bounds. The clock now down to 3 seconds, so it's either a field goal attempt or a shot at the end zone. It looks like they're changing out the personnel to try and kick the field goal. Line of scrimmage is going to be the 22, so that would make it about a 39-yard field goal attempt, if indeed they do go through with that attempt. The holder, number 4, is Braden Phipps. From the 29, plus the 10 in the end zone. 39-yard field goal attempt, and it is blocked. Blocked by the Jaguars. Never got it off the ground too much. So Westmoore is going to take a lot of momentum. They scored a touchdown in their last possession. They got a block of the field goal on the last play of the first half, and sends us to our halftime. Jenks Trojans, here's a look at the block once again. Nice effort there, and coming up with the block, that is number 1. That is Trayvon Pierre. Got in there quickly and got the block. One more look from on high, and he just beat his man around the corner. No doubt about that one. Gets the block on the kick, and we go to halftime, 21-10 with the Trojans on top. Gigablast from Cox halftime show is coming your way. We're waiting for Dion Amade to see if he can't gather the coach in here at the halftime intermission. And we'll wait for that as the Trojans head into the locker room here at Moores Schools Stadium. The Wyoke Kick for Cash. And let's go down to Dion Amade.
Coach, how do you feel about your team's first half performance?
Well, there were a lot of good things. I mean, we have an 11-point lead. Some self-inflicted mistakes we need to clean up that stopped drives and didn't allow us to get off the field when we needed to.
Well, good luck in the second half, Coach.
All right, thank you very much.
Back to you, Steve.
All right, make your way on over. You got to talk to JJ the Jaguar to see what's going to happen on the Wyoke Kick for Cash, and our man is everywhere, Dion Amade. He is in the midst there. Dion, take it away, brother.
Well, thank you, Steve, and we are here for our Wyoke Kick for Cash. I'm standing here with JJ the Jaguar. Okay, I'm a little, I'm not fluent in mascot, so you got your own speaker. Annalisa Wilson, can you tell me what he says real quick? Okay, how do you feel about the kick?
JJ says he's very excited to kick it.
Very excited, guys. You think you can do it, JJ?
JJ says yes.
JJ says yes, guys, so let's see JJ line up and go for the kick. That is $500 on the line for JJ. This is the first time I've never seen a mascot make a kick. He's pumping up the crowd. He's getting them loud. You sure he can do this, Annalisa?
I'm very sure he can do this.
All right. I'm trusting in you. All right. He's got the footwear, guys. He's got the orange Nikes. You know how much I love orange. You know how much I love Nikes. He's lining it up. He's taking his time. Hey, JJ, Let's go here. I don't want to rush you and put some pressure on, but we're waiting. The anticipation is killing me. He's squaring up. And it's good, guys! And it's good! Whoa! And he can dance! Look at the moves! Look at the moves! Look at the moves! I'm telling you, back over here, guys! Back over here! Come in, come in, come in! Annalisa, he's dancing, so we're going to talk to you. What gave you so much confidence that JJ could make the kick?
JJ is a very good athlete.
JJ is a very good athlete, guys. He showed it to you right here. Come on, JJ, get your money. Come on, show off the money. That is $500 for JJ the Jaguar. That is the Wyoki kick for cash. Back to you, Steve.
All right. Well, we come up with the first as often as we can, and the mascot. And he's good on that kick, too. We'll take a timeout and come back. Our halftime score on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers game of the week. The Jenks Trojans on top of the Westmoore Jaguars. Our score 21-10. We'll be back.
The GigaBlast halftime show, powered by Cox, is brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers, the best in Oklahoma. Airco, the company you know. Tulsa Tech, for your future success, go to tulsatech.edu. And by Wyoki Credit Union. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Good morning, Bella.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
Yeah. 5 little monkeys.
Yay, Bella!
Hold still. Almost done.
Oh, Bella, I really love playing with you.
Thanks, Grandma. I really like our visits.
Whatever tech tomorrow dreams up, you'll be ready with GigaBlast. Future speed internet is here from Cox.
Look, if you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. That's why this is the view for every other full-size pickup. And this year, it's deja vu all over again. Because only the Ford F-150 gives you best-in-class torque, best-in-class payload, and you got it, baby, best-in-class towing. This is the big dog. This is the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Now get 0% financing for 60 months plus $3,000 cash back on a new F-150 at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back, everybody. It's senior night tonight here at Westmoore at Moores School Stadium. Jaguars right now are trailing the Jenks Trojans by a score of 21-10. Let's take a look at those first half numbers. Rushing the football, well, Jenks got off to a very good start, quick start, and they got most of that 80 yards probably in that first quarter of play. Westmoore was able to scratch out 36 yards. Passing, both teams successful. There you can see 187 for the Trojans, 219 for the Jaguars, as they kind of figured things out in the second quarter. Total offense, just a 12-yard difference. First downs almost identical, and penalties pretty close as well. And all those numbers add up to bring you a score that has Jenks on top of Westmoore by a score of 21-10. It's your GigaBlast halftime show, and of course we're going to continue with a look at some of the other highlights of the first half of play and much more. And there is JJ the Jaguar. He is our Wyoki kick for cash winner tonight as he put it through the uprights, and then he did a little victory dance. We'll take a timeout and be right back. Stay with us.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Weoki's new money certificate rates are incredible. Transfer money from another institution to a Weoki 35-month certificate and receive 3.05 APY. Yes, that's over 3%. And get a $100 cash bonus for new CD amounts of $100,000 and greater. Open your certificate with new money at Weoki and start earning incredible rates. Federally insured, rate and bonus are for new money only. Other terms and limitations apply. Contact Weoki for details.
It's that time of year to get your furnace checked.
That's right, and our trouble-free guarantee makes it easy.
If your furnace breaks down this season, this tune-up's on us. Call Airco Service today.
The official service company of the Thunder.
When Oklahoma weather causes the power to go out, you can be left in the dark.
Keep your lights on and your furnace running thanks to a new whole home generator installed by Airco.
And right now, save big on a new Kohler system. Call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back as they introduce the student class presidents here at Westmoore High School for senior night. 21-10, our halftime score. Let's take a look at the highlights that got us to that first half score. And very early, the Jenks Trojans had it figured out. This is a pass to Noah Hernandez. Gets down the sidelines, breaks a couple of tackles, and is taken down just inside the 1 yard line. And then Hernandez, he got it started. He's going to finish it, takes it into the end zone to give the Trojans the 7-0 lead in the early going. And then this nice pass here going over the top is Corwin finding Clark, Julian Clark downfield, number 81 on the reception there for the Trojans, and then dancing and darting his way and getting into the end zone. What a run there by Will Cox as he breaks free and finally does finish it off there. And then Westmoore is able to answer back as they get a nice drive of their own. This is Jacob Clark running deep down the sidelines, finally knocked out of bounds there. Westmoore getting in field goal range, and the field goal kick there is up and good by Ryan Knight, and it's 14-3. Jenks on top. Trojans with the defense, going to punch the ball out right there. Ball comes loose, and the Trojans are on it. Westmoore was driving. They'd gotten into scoring position, but came up empty. And then Westmoore able to get a nice play there on defense for the Trojans. Hernandez breaking free up the middle. And then Hernandez gets his second touchdown of the night. That made it 21-3. Trojans on top, and Westmoore would answer back with a drive of their own. It was a perfectly thrown pass, hooking up there with number 9, Chris Oliver. That puts the Jaguars in scoring position. And then the nice read there on the run pass option. Dayton Wolf keeps it himself, gets into the end zone, and the Jaguars block the field goal at the end of the first half, so they take some momentum into that halftime locker room. They trail it 21-10 here at the intermission. Your GigaBlast halftime show brought to you by GigaBlast from Cox. We also have the band set to perform out here, and it's senior night, as we mentioned already, here at Moore Schools Stadium.
For 3. You guys ready?
This is the Nelson family.
Wi-Fi's good.
And their panoramic Wi-Fi from Cox.
Connected here.
They're helping us demonstrate the speed and coverage of its super fast signal.
Here it comes!
It covers every device. and every inch of their home.
He's coming back up!
And with extenders, every room is connected. Cover every corner of your home with super-fast panoramic Wi-Fi from Cox.
Look, if you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. That's why this is the view for every other full-size pickup. And this year, it's deja vu all over again. Because only the Ford F-150 gives you best-in-class torque, best-in-class payload, and you got it, baby, best-in-class towing. This is the big dog. This is the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Now get 0% financing for 60 months plus $3,000 cash back on a new F-150 at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
You may have heard of Tulsa Tech, but did you know we offer business and industry training for large and small companies? Come get trained and certified in areas like confined space, HAZWOPER, crane rigging, CPR, first responder, and more. To learn more about our affordable and customized training and how Tulsa Tech can be a valuable resource to your company, call 918-828-5000 or visit us online at tulsatech.edu.
Weoki's new money certificate rates are incredible. Transfer money from another institution to a Weoki 35-month certificate and receive 3.05 APY. Yes, that's over 3%. And get a $100 cash bonus for new CD amounts of $100,000 and greater. Open your certificate with new money at Weoki and start earning incredible rates. Federally insured, rate and bonus are for new money only. Other terms and limitations apply. Contact Weoki for details.
Welcome back to your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week as they continue the recognition of some of the band parents that are out here. And, of course, it is senior night. Everybody enjoying the festivities here and a good crowd on hand at Moore School Stadium. 21-10 is our halftime score. And we'll be waiting for the performance by the Westmoore Marching Band. Their performance tonight is going to be called Exploration Unknown. And as they continue that, we'll come back and bring you the halftime performance by the Westmoore Marching Band.
J.J. Hester, 6'4". Not too many DBs can cover him.
High snap. Wheatley gets it, throws it up. Caught. Touchdown. Javion Hester. JJ again.
JJ, he's going to be the best receiver in Oklahoma by the end of this year, I believe.
Wheatley. Completion again to Javion Hester. Hester touchdown.
And how about Hester? He's going to have arms from all over the country. He's special.
Tremendous job. Watch the burst right there, the extension.
He just gives me his best effort, and I give him mine. And we always go at it at practice, and he's just a really good athlete. Like, he's a top-notch, really. I'm enjoying everything about football, you know, from the stands and the fans coming out, you know, Friday night lights. That's just the best part about football, you know, just making my family proud and all that. You know, scoring touchdowns, just anything, really.
J.J. Hester.
My hard work is really paying off, you know. And it just makes my family proud, so I know I'm doing real good.
Welcome back to our halftime here. Giga Blast from Cox Halftime Show. Again, recognizing some of the band members and others during this senior night celebration here at Moore School Stadium. Of course, Moore School Stadium serving all three of the Moore schools, Westmoore, Southmoore, and the original Moore High. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and hopefully have the band all set to perform for us. And we'll do that after we take a brief timeout.
She's been in the band for 6 years and plays the bass clarinet.
If you want a car from a company that's been building them for 115 years, get a Ford. If you want Waze and Amazon Alexa compatibility, get a Ford. If you want a car that doesn't have any of that, get anything but a Ford. Otherwise, you're gonna want a Ford.
Right now, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $3,000 cash back on a new F-150 at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Watch the Ford Game of the Week. Jenks at Westmoore on Game Time.
Weoki's new money certificate rates are incredible. Transfer money from another institution to a Weoki 35-month certificate and receive 3.05 APY. Yes, that's over 3%. And get a $100 cash bonus for new CD amounts of $100,000 and greater. Open your certificate with new money at Weoki and start earning incredible rates. Federally insured, rate and bonus are for new money only. Other terms and limitations apply. Contact Weoki for details.
It's that time of year to get your furnace checked.
That's right, and our trouble-free guarantee makes it easy.
If your furnace breaks down this season, this tune-up's on us, so call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
When Oklahoma weather causes the power to go out, you can be left in the dark.
Keep your lights on and your furnace running thanks to a new whole home generator installed by Airco.
And right now, save big on a new Kohler system. Call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
And Claudia Dodd.
Welcome back, everybody. It is time now for the presentation of the Westmoore Marching Band. Their performance is entitled Exploration Unknown. The drum major is Bradley Harrison. That's the band director. And the drum majors are Hannah Adams. Also, we have Reed Tipton and Claudia Dodd. Enjoy.
Moore Public Schools and Westmoore High School are proud to present for your halftime entertainment the Pride of Westmoore. Additional staff include Mallory Sutton, Cameron Rice, Tyler Martin, Dawson Lee, Arena Romero,
Yellow. Hey, tomorrow night on the Ford Game of the Week, we'll be here again in Oklahoma City. Undefeated 5A champion Carl Albert Titans will visit Bishop McGuinness to battle for the 5A District 2 title. Game time tomorrow night is 7 p.m. here on YurView. You can check it out. Carl Albert and Bishop McGuinness. They've met for the state championship the last 2 years in a row, and they meet again tomorrow night with the district title on the line. 7 o'clock right here on YurView Channel 3. Both teams back on the field, going through their mandatory 3-minute stretching session before we begin second half play here. And what will the second half bring us? It was the Jenks Trojans. Really, they controlled the first quarter and probably the first half of that second quarter. Westmoore was able to rally, get a late touchdown, get a block of a field goal. And, of course, then it always becomes what adjustments are made by each team at halftime. Coming into the contest for this evening, Jenks was 8-1 coming into tonight's contest, while Westmoore came in with a record of 5-4 on the season. Of course, Westmoore, even though they played tonight, they really don't hold their own fate in their own hands. As Westmoore hosting Jenks tonight, Norman will host Edmond Santa Fe, and UConn will be at Edmond Memorial. And we go back down to the field once again. Deon Amate.
Thanks, Steve. Coach, what was the conversation like in there in the locker room?
Man, let's go, man. That's what it is. We got to go. Okay, we get with the couple touchdowns we got with bad poor tackling. We didn't slide on the slide call like we supposed to. Get pass interference, give them extra downs. We just got to come on, man. We all right. We good.
Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Lorenzo Williams. He was an all-state performer at Midwest City High School. Went on and played his collegiate football at the University of Missouri, and was a coach at Springfield, Missouri for a number of years. And the Oklahoma City area came calling, and he ended up with the Westmoore Jaguars. Once again, here's a look at the 6A1 standings. And the big game tomorrow night is everything goes as expected, and we all know that that doesn't always happen. UConn defeats Edmond Memorial. That would then depend upon what Westmoore does here tonight, which really doesn't matter a whole lot, and then Norman. And so when you talk about the postseason scenario, the Norman Tigers must win for the easiest path to get in. If not, Edmond Memorial needs to beat UConn. So, it's still very much in a state of flux. Nothing's going to be decided here in this game tonight. As Coach Williams said, we go out, we play tonight, and then we have to sit and watch and see what happens tomorrow evening. But if all goes as expected, Edmond Santa Fe expected to take off, beat Norman, and then that would put the Jaguars in postseason play, and then they would go on the road in week 1 of the postseason to take on Tulsa Union. And here is the kick, and it goes all the way back to the 2-yard line. And taken down at the 14-yard line, and the Jaguars go down there. On the return was number 3, Zach Johnson. He's a little gimpy getting back up. Let's see what the Jaguars want to do here in this second half of play. And you can see that they are all set to go. The dancing there by big number 78, Jay Sparks, on that offensive line. Senior night crowd, they're ready to go. They're hoping their home team gives them something to be excited about. Deon Amate showing that 4.4 speed, running the steps, not even choosing the elevator to get back and in the broadcast booth.
No time, Steve, no time. Got a game to start.
Wolf with some good first half numbers, threw for 219 yards. First pass here complete. Ducking underneath, trying to get a little more yardage on the play as the pass is complete to Jacob Clark. That's going to be about a 6 to 7 yard gain on the play, set up second down and short.
And that's something that they brought over from the first half, having a lot of success with that crossing route over there on the near side.
Second down. Running play. Wolf waits patiently and gets the block that he needs, and he gets the first down that he was looking for.
Bobbles a snap just a little bit, decides to tuck it and run it and get it himself.
Just underway, second half of action. First possession of this second half for the Jaguars. Wolf dropping the throw. Going up top, got a receiver complete. And if the tackle's not made there, it would have been touchdown for number 11, Jaquan Richardson.
And that corner route always puts the safety in a bind right there. And a good job by Jaquan Richardson bringing it in. Good throw by Wolf, putting it in the bucket once again. And if Morrison doesn't make that tackle, he might be going for 6.
Here's Wolf again, and this time it's overthrown. It's almost defended too early on the play. Is getting behind the secondary eventually was number 17, Colby Phillips. Pass goes incomplete.
And you can see the miscommunication right there. Phillips runs a post route, and it looks like Wolf is throwing the go route over there on the outside, and he has to alter his route late. Luckily, number 4 for the Jenks Trojans, Phipps, doesn't pick that ball off.
Westmoore doing most of their damage through the air. They were a running team last year. Both those running backs graduating. And here's a snap that goes through Wolf's hands. Loose football. Wolf is able to get on it, but all the way back at the 22-yard line. A huge loss on the play. That one came back there. The snap was not on bad target, but it was just fired back there, man.
Yeah, it came on a rope, and it just, you could see it bounce. It was at the eyes of Wolf, but it just bounces off his hands, and now it's like third in a country mile.
Yeah, it is. Wolf dropping the throw. Sidearm pass complete. Gets a block and then gets hammered. Taken down there by number 5 for the Trojans, Stephen Kittleman on the tackle, and that'll set up a likely punting situation for Westmoore.
Yeah, and they set up the screen, and that's kind of the likely call in this situation right there. I want to check this out again because it seems like he has a good block. Might have gone to the outside and maybe got a few more yards, but still, it's a long third down to pick up, and they're just going to safely punt the ball away. Sad to see, too, they were doing a good job driving the ball down the field.
Low line drive punt, fielded at the 30-yard line. Makes the first tackler miss and now heads for the sideline. Might have been a clip there. And finally taken down at about the 40-yard line. Don't see any flags. And the Trojans will get the football first and 10 at about their own 40-yard line. So the Trojans had a lot of success early in that first half, carried over into the second quarter.
And there were some rumblings on the sideline going into halftime, seeing if Ian Corwin was going to come back after halftime. And right now, it looks like no, number 9 is not in the ball game. It seems like it's number 5 for the Jenks Trojans.
That would be Kittleman. He drops the throw. On first down, looked like he may have been hit as he threw it. Pass goes incomplete. I think it's, is it 6 or 5?
That's number 5 out there.
It looked like he was hit as he threw the football.
Yeah, that's a 5 on the back of that jersey. It's a little bunched up. You can see it on the front right there.
Yep. So Kittleman on the season, he was 6 for 6 throwing the football. That's hard to beat that. 58 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. That one looked like he was hit as he threw it, fell incomplete. Running play, big hole up the middle. 6 or 7 yards on that carry. And up the middle, number 27 for the Trojans on the carry. That's Jacob Shelley again. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Tackled by Jackson.
Yeah, they make it 3rd and 4. It's going to be interesting to see what this offense looks like now with Corwin out of the game.
It's a big 3rd down and 4 situation. Running play and stop cold in his tracks right there. And that'll bring up a 4th down situation. They're at their own 43, 44-yard line.
Good penetration by the defensive line. You can see for Westmoore, big number 77 getting back there. Look at him get off his block, fall off, and then make the tackle just like they teach it. Grantham making a good play back there in the backfield.
Phipps, Braden Phipps drops back to punt. Jacob Clark is the deep man for the Jaguars. Also back there with number 3, Zach Johnson. Puts the foot into it, drives it towards the right sideline. Bounces back towards the middle of the field, still rolling inside the 20, and finally going to stop at about the 17-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Westmoore Jaguars. Well, we talked about the keys to the game early before the contest, and how are they going so far, Dion?
Yeah, I mean, number 1, get a move on. We said that, meaning run the ball early in the down. They've done a good job of that for Jenks, okay? They've done a good job between the tackles. Number 2, get me that. Give me that, excuse me. They want to get some turnovers. You saw one from this Westmoore team. Jenks got a recovery on the fumble. And number 3, get off my lawn. That means get off the field on 3rd down. You saw the Jenks Trojans do that a couple of times. You saw the Jaguars do it just right there. So they're doing a good job thus far.
Wolf trying to hook up there with Jacob Clark, a little bit behind him, and then he takes a pretty good rocking afterwards.
Look at him try to fit that ball inside that window right there. You can see the safety closing fast, number 33, Lindsey Moore. Landis Moore. Morrison.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Jaguars. Quarterback draw on the play. Going to get about 2 yards, not much more, maybe 3. Good job there defensively coming up and making the play. Number 48 is Ernest Grayson.
Ernest Grayson, a good size outside defensive end. There's a lot of good things. Was in that backfield a lot in the first quarter.
3rd down and 8 for Westmoore. Going to roll it to the right side, looking underneath, nobody to throw to. Breaks 1 tackle. Now he's got some running room. Could have run for it. Passes instead to Clark, who makes the reception at the 35. And now a late flag comes in. Not sure what I saw, but it must have been after the play was over. Clark makes the catch. And a good job by Wolf to evade the rush. Let's see what the call is all about.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what this is. It looks like he's staring over here at this left side, maybe blocking before the whistle. But take a look at the scramble right here, just breaking all kinds of tackles. Looking down the field, he looks back towards the opposite side.
Pass interference on the offense, 15-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
So that's a big penalty against Westmoore. It appeared as though they had the 1st down. Instead, they get called for pass interference. That may or may not tell you why Clark was so wide open. Although it looked like he was mouthing there as we had him on camera and then went away as to what number that flag was on.
And it looked like it was on. It looked like it was on Clark over there towards the sideline. You could see him kind of blocking the defender before the ball actually arrived. So I think that's actually what they called.
Yep, you can. Boy, that's pretty ticky-tack there, isn't it?
Yeah. Ah, man.
They call it against.
Yeah, they called it on number 7. That's Jacob Clark, the guy we're watching tonight, our player to watch. And I don't know about that, Steve.
That's a tough call. Here's a roll out to the right side. Wolf throws, diving attempt for the catch is not able to be made. And we've got another flag out.
Yeah, and you can see they're helping Wolf up from the turf. Wonder if we have a roughing the passer over here.
Walking back to
personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Automatic first down. That's a costly one for the Jenks defense. You can take a look at it right here. Let's go the ball, and yeah, that's a bit of a 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Yeah, unnecessary hit there called against Jenks, number 28, Matt Ackerley. Coach Keith Riggs not especially pleased with that call or the play. Handoff up the middle, nowhere. Big stop in the middle. And coming up with the stop, same guy who just got whistled for the penalty.
Yeah, that's a nice form tackle. Look at that. Face on the numbers, puts him down to the turf.
I like seeing that. I just like seeing tackles wrapping up, 2 hands below the waist, just the way it was taught to football players from way back when, Dion. Pass over the middle, on time. Boy, that was a good pass there.
That's a good pass, and that's an even better catch. Nice job by number 11 for the Jaguars, Jaquan Richardson.
Just a sophomore.
Look at that. Look at him extend those hands. Catches the ball with his hands and his eyes. Look at him fold in all the way through. It's a good job of tucking it. Get up the field. Nice first down.
Single back set. Here comes the blitz. Here comes the throw. Gets the pass out, and there's nobody there. Going in for the touchdown all the way in. It's Colby Phillips, Jaguars, touchdown.
Colby Phillips hits another corner route, and I told you before, it stresses on the safety, and if he doesn't make the tackle, it's always 6, and Colby shows you why.
Makes the reception, and there was no doubt because there was nobody anywhere close.
Look at the track tip. Look at the track tip. Ah, yeah. that's a 10 flat right there, Steve.
There
that's a 10 flat.
Colby Phillips with a 58-yard touchdown reception. And on for the extra points, and we got ourselves a football game. Ryan Knight in for the extra. And the kick is up, and it is good. We've got 5:39 left to go here in the third quarter. Trojans on top of the Jaguars. Our score now 21-17. We'll be back.
Over 100 years ago, we were talking about the Model T. Now here we are, talking about winning the most J.D. Power IQS and Appeal Awards. Talking about driver assist technology. Talking about the highest customer loyalty in the country. But that's enough talking. Seriously, that was a lot of talking. Back to building.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months, plus 1,000 Ford credit bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Are you looking for a career where you can work anywhere and even travel the world? Do you have a passion to work with people, plan events, or own your own restaurant? Tulsa Tech can help you build a successful career with exciting hospitality programs. Programs like culinary arts, restaurant and lodging management, and event planning. Make your own path to a successful career you love by calling Tulsa Tech at 918-828-5000 or apply online at tulsatech.edu.
Welcome back, everybody. Things have gotten a little interesting here at Moore School Stadium. Jaguars come out, put 7 on the board. We got ourselves a 4-point ball game with still 5:39 left to go here in this third quarter of play. Senior night, and there's been a little bit of an uprising here for the Jaguars.
Yeah, and we got to take a look and see if Ian Corwin comes back in the game. He didn't come back after halftime. And if he doesn't, they're going to have to rely heavily on that running game, or this Jenks Trojans offense and the team as a whole might be in a little bit of trouble, especially with the athletes that Westmoore has and the way that Wolf, the quarterback, number 6, is playing this game.
That's a high kick, and that's a free ball made on the run. Reception or the catch made on the kick there by number 3. That is Hernandez on special teams as well. And we saw a lot of Hernandez early, those 2 touchdowns, and I think he's going to get the call here, if I missed my guess, here in this second half as well.
Yeah, and that's all Hernandez does is score touchdowns. But look at this scoring drive over here for the Westmoore Jaguars. You can see this nice post route to Richardson. Good job extending his arms. And then look at this corner route by Shelby. Goes up, grabs it. Safety can't make the tackle, and there's nobody behind him, and he shows off the speed and gets into the end zone.
Here's Jenks with the football. And as projected, Noah Hernandez gets the carry on the first down and picks up about 8. I've got a feeling we're going to see a steady diet of Mr. Noah Hernandez.
Yeah, and you can see the determination in that first run right there. He knows that this Jenks Trojan offense needs him and needs him badly.
Dropping the throw, throwing it up top, going downfield. That one is overshot, looking for Julian Clark downfield, incomplete.
And they try to hit that hot route real quick, the vertical down the sideline.
Kittleman in at quarterback, takes another hit as he releases the football.
Takes a nice hit over there in the backfield. Just out of the outstretched arms of number 81, Julian Clark. You can tell this Westmoore defense, they run a lot of man, and when you're able to run man, you can put a lot of guys in the box and you can send a lot of blitzers.
Third down running play, Hernandez. He's got first down yardage and then some, and he is gone. Hernandez takes it the distance again for the touchdown. No flags on the field.
And all he does is score a touchdown, Steve, and he shows you right there.
Boy, he can move.
Look at the speed. 2 pullers. You see Shelby leading from the fullback position, and then once he gets some open field, nobody's going to catch him. Look at the determination. No need to look back, Noah. They're not going to catch you.
Little GT action, right?
There you go.
Little guard tackle on the pull. Okay. High snap. Good job by the holder to get the ball down. The kick is up and away, and it is good. So, after Westmoore scores, Jenks answers right back as you take a look again at that touchdown.
And it's just straight open field. Another thing about playing in man is when you're on the outside and you only got 1 safety high, if they bust through that line of scrimmage like they did just there, there's nobody to make a play afterwards. There's nobody there. Look. No need to look back, man.
Well, he's got the wheels. There's no question about that. And, you know, he's fast, he's powerful, and he has good vision, too. I like the way he finds his hole, too.
Very much so. And let's not take the credit away from the offensive line and the fullback, Jacob Shelley. They did a good job on the interior, picking up some key blocks and springing them loose.
Big guys up front doing their job this evening, as they have all night long, opening up those holes and allowing for plenty of room to run. I'd like to point those guys out. Brady Latham, Max Johnson, Hunter Hoyt, Carter Brestavansky, and John Roberts. Brady Latham, of course, is committed to Arkansas. A lot of guys going to Arkansas. I realize it's right there along the border, but Arkansas's collegiate football team has not had much success here of late.
That's one of the things that colleges try to do when you're starting to build back up your program and try to get you into prominence. You start to get a sound base. A sound base. The people you're surrounding, you make your footprint felt, and you get those kids to come to your program, and then you start branching out and getting some more of those athletes in Texas and further out.
So both teams have scored in their 2 possessions. Now the Jaguars come out. What a night for Dayton Wolf. He's got to be up close to 300 yards on the night. 262 right now, says Andy Casey. Here's the pass over the middle. I was about to say he adds to that, but believe it or not, Jacob Clark didn't hold on to the football.
Yeah, and he threw it a little bit behind him, but still a catch that Jacob should have brought in. Another one of those crossing routes. You can see he gets in the traffic with those linebackers, finally breaks free, but still a little bit behind. 3-by-1 formation, 10 personnel.
Dropping the throw, finds his receiver this time, breaks the tackle, does Clark, gets out across the 35-yard, and that'll be a first down for the Jaguars. The Jaguars didn't show much in that first quarter of play, but they have certainly figured it out since then.
Yeah, they're finding ways to get their receivers out in the open field. See right there, Clark breaks the tackle, gets the first down.
Wolf going to keep it running himself. He's going to get back to the line and then maybe a yard, but that's it.
Chase down from behind. Looks like another Jenks player, a little gimpy, heading towards the sideline.
Ernest Grayson. That's a pretty good-sized linebacker for high school, 6'2", 222. It's like the Edmonds kid that was playing the other night in that Monday night football game, whose dad was Farrell Edmonds, who old-timers will remember. He was playing middle linebacker at 6'5", 240.
Yikes.
Jaguars drop, pass to Clark, complete. Tries to get additional yardage. He's going to be shy of the necessary yardage for the first down.
And they're going to work the outside a lot, you can tell, in what the second half adjustments were. See if they can pick up this first down here.
Running play, it's Wolf up the middle, and he's got it across midfield into Jenks territory.
Nice hard run by Dayton Wolf.
Got to be a bit of a surprise to see that the way that Westmore's been able to move the football against Jenks here.
And coming into the game, we knew they had the athletes, just if they could play and execute the game plan.
There's a pass that he was looking to get to Clark once again, but that one is blocked at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, miscommunication by the receiver and the quarterback. You can see Jacob Clark was going out there to block. Wasn't looking for the pass at all. Take a look at it right here. Gets batted down, and that's a good job on the outside by number 1, Matthew Minix. But that ball was going to be hitting Jacob Clark in the back of the head, even if it got over there. Clark came into the night, 51 catches, 712 yards. And he'll add to that total right here as he gets the first down and then some. Still on his feet, finally run out of bounds at about the 28-yard line, and another first down for the Westmoore Jaguars. And I'll ask Andy Casey to let me know what Clark has done for the night.
That's even better effort over there on the outside, being able to drag a couple of tacklers and pick up that first down and get even more yards.
11 catches, 126 yards on the night. We still have 15 minutes of football to play. Wolf pulls it down, keeps it, makes one guy miss. He'll fight forward. What looked like it might be a sack turns out to be a 4-yard gain.
And I'll tell you one thing. The Cousins are looking at each other all night. Number 6, Dayton Wolf, as you can see him tuck that ball and run, but only because Clark wasn't open on that boundary side.
Looked like Jenks jumped, and that'll give Westmoore 5 yards, and instead of second and 7.
Encroachment on the defense.
It'll bring up second down and 2.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
Jenks jumped. Say that 3 times fast.
Well, I've been part of these games for many, many years when you've seen a West Side team go against one of the East Side teams. And like I said, the last time I saw one win, I saw Norman North beat Union 2 years ago. And then I have to go back about 10 years as Wolf drops the throw, has time, throws over the middle, and it's tipped and intercepted. Taken away at the 5-yard line, out to the 15-yard line. And a big break for the Trojans. They needed that. Westmoore was driving. The pass off the fingertips of the receiver just popped up in the air, and Will Cox is there for the Oski.
And it's a lucky break for Jenks, because look at this. Dayton Wolf tries to really thread the needle and get the ball in there to Clark, and it just bounces off his hands, and Will Cox in the right place at the right time and gets this defense a takeaway in the red zone.
Coach the Everett at number 77, the offensive lineman Lane Grantham in there on that tackle. He's one of those guys that he's been around. He really wants a big victory tonight against the Trojans, and they were getting close to making this even closer of a ball game, but big turnover, and the Trojans take over. This could be the tipping point of the game right here, Dino.
It really could. This Westmoore defense is going to have to get a stop, and to do that, they're going to have to stop the run.
There's a look at Hernandez on the night. 4 carries, 53 yards, 3 touchdowns. It's not bad when you touch the ball and you score touchdowns 75% of the time.
Yeah. And normally, and that happens because Noah Hernandez plays both ways on defense and on offense, so they take him out quite a bit so he can get a majority of his snaps on defense.
Give up the middle. And he's got first down yardage and then some out across the 30 to about the 32-yard line.
And they like what they're seeing over here on this left side. They just keep pulling the fullback and the tackle, the fullback and the guard and the tackle, and they keep attacking this left side here continuously. And you can tell they're really trying to waste some time on the clock, run the football, get out of here with a victory.
Trips to the far side of the field. 1st and 10. Blitz coming from the weak side, and they got him.
And that's a big hit by number 15 for the Westmoore Jaguars. Jackson Henson coming in on that blind side. Look at this. Just a play action, backside, never sees him. The running back can't pick it up, and he puts him to the ground.
So a big sack for the Jaguars all the way back at the 21-yard line. There's a look at Hanson, the senior.
They really needed that. They really needed that as a defense, because now it puts them in 2nd and 21, forcing them to kind of throw on at least 3rd down.
Corwin is still not back in the lineup. Here's a running play to the near side of the field. That's going to be close to a 1st down. They've got holding flags all over the place. I was wondering how come nobody was able to get to the far side and chase down the runner Noah Hernandez, but it's because they were impeded.
Yeah, you could see that from a mile away. One of the things that the coaches always teach you, if you're getting held, make it obvious. Me and my friend Robert Allen were having a conversation about that earlier.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty, replay 2nd down.
Said back in his day when he was playing linebacker, he'd get held and he'd literally flail his arms and scream at the referees, holding, make it obvious, guys.
And knowing Robert, I don't doubt that one bit. That'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We head to the 4th quarter. The Trojans have the football deep inside their own territory. They lead the Westmoore Jaguars 28-17 on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
Good morning, Bella.
Good morning.
Are you ready?
Yeah. 5 little monkeys.
Yay, Bella!
Hold still. Almost done.
Oh, Bella, I really love playing with you.
Thanks, Grandma. I really like our visits.
Whatever tech tomorrow dreams up, you'll be ready with GigaBlast. Future speed internet is here from Cox.
Look, if you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. That's why this is the view for every other full-size pickup. And this year, it's deja vu all over again. Because only the Ford F-150 gives you best-in-class torque, best-in-class payload, and you got it, baby, best-in-class towing. This is the big dog. This is the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Now get 0% financing for 60 months plus $3,000 cash back on a new F-150 at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
Winter's just around the corner, so it's a great time to replace your furnace before you need it most.
A planned replacement can save you thousands of dollars while improving the comfort and efficiency of your home.
Don't get caught in the cold. Call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
No one thinks about their water heater until it fails.
At that point, you have a huge mess on your hands with water damage everywhere.
A planned water heater replacement can save you a lot of trouble.
Right now, you can save big on a new high-efficiency water heater.
Call Airco Service.
The company you know.
Welcome back. Oklahoma Ford Dealers game of the week, fourth quarter action, 2nd down and 29 for the Trojans. And before they can get the play off, we've got whistles. False start. Going to be the call against the Trojans, pushing them further back. We were kind of talking during the break. Unfortunate. I mean, if you're a Westmoore fan, you look back and you say, man, the fumble, and then, of course, that tip pass for the interception very well could be at least a touchdown spread, if not maybe even 3 points.
Yeah, very much so.
So now the Trojans with a big drive here, now looking at a 2nd down and 34. Here comes the rush. Throw it out to the far side. Nice wheel route, complete. Still going to need about another 15 or 16 yards on 3rd down coming up, but a nice gain of the play. They get the pass on the far side there to number 21, Will Cox. We've called his name a lot tonight.
Yeah, and we've seen that wheel route a lot tonight, too. It's been very effective for this Jenks offense.
So they spot it at the 27-yard line. He needs to get to the 43, so 3rd down 16.
They're going to have to watch out for this go route over here on the outside with Julian Clark on the boundary side. And also watch out for that wheel route once again.
Screen pass, middle of the field, and they're going to get close to 1st down yardage, maybe a little shy. Diving attempt over the top. Reception made there by Jenks, number 87. That is Bo Estes. Middle of your screen, you can see Estes. Looked like they might get him there, but he's just too fast.
I told you, this Bo Estes kid, he is an athlete, and when he gets the ball in his hands, first of all, does a good job of making an athletic catch, and then running after the catch was pretty impressive as well.
So 4th down. I don't know if I'm Jenks that I just don't go for it. Keep the ball away from Westmoore.
They look pretty indecisive right now. Looks like Westmoore is trying to get some guys hurried off and onto the field. Have to call a timeout.
So we've got a timeout on the field. We're just underway here in the 4th quarter. And right now, it's 28-17 with the Trojans on top. And that gives us time to talk a little bit about Over the Middle podcast with our host, Jeremy Crabtree. And of course, we talk about recruiting and the Arkansas Razorbacks. Chad Morris says the Hogs ranked in the top 20 in every recruiting service. And to discuss the Hogs resurgence, Jeremy Crabtree talks with Richard Davenport of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Jeremy also breaks down the latest with 5-star quarterback Spencer Rattler and previews on some of the top matches this week on YurView. All that and more over the middle. Check it out on YurView.com. For Spencer Rattler, suspended the rest of the season, will not play after he broke the all-time yardage record of Arizona quarterbacks. Of course, he's committed to the University of Oklahoma down the road.
Yeah, it's very impressive that he did break the record, although he was suspended and will not play the rest of the season.
So 4th and short. See if they don't try to draw Westmoore off here with a hard count of some sort. Snap is back in good shape. And they'll kick it away. Middle of the field. Johnson makes a sliding catch on the ball. Zach Johnson does, and they'll down it. And the drive will start right at the 22-yard line. 10:30 left to go. Trojans on top. They lead it by 11.
Although a dangerous play, a smart headsy play by number 3, Zach Johnson, to get that ball on the one hop. Save some yardage for your offense, because the way that ball was going with the momentum that it had, it could have probably already rolled down to the 5 or maybe inside the 5-yard line.
So look at Johnson again, making that decisive play.
Yeah, sees the one hop. He's like, man, I can get this, and saves his offense some yards. It's going to be interesting to see what this offense for Westmoore goes out here and does.
That didn't look well.
And
the quarterback was in motion, catching the snap. Delay a game, the call. Something didn't go right there.
Yeah, and you can't have a delay a game coming out of a huddle
on first down.
Those are little mistakes that a Jenks Trojans team will make you pay for. Now you're starting 1st and 15, making it a little bit harder on yourself.
Low snap. Wolf able to gather it in. Not much of a pass rush. Wolf going to fire towards the sidelines, incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd and 15. Dayton Wolf has had himself quite a night. Not too many quarterbacks, much less sophomore quarterbacks, throw for near 300 yards. He's over 304 now, his total numbers on the night. That's quite a performance.
Yeah, and it helps that the offensive line has figured some stuff out since the first quarter and kept them clean for the most part.
Wolf this time going to roll it left. He's in trouble. Going to be taken down from behind, and the Trojans have turned it up a notch here on this possession.
Yeah, they have. Westmore's trying to dial some stuff up, but nothing's working as far as what they're calling offensively. They roll out, try to do a sprint out pass because of that sideline. Doesn't look like a flood route combination, because I saw a receiver go back against the grain. But either way, it didn't work.
Wolf this time has time to throw. Plenty of time to survey the field. And then finally throws the pass. And he did make the catch, it appears. Number 9, Chris Oliver. But he's not going to get enough for the first down as you take a field level look.
Yeah, it's a nice sidearm throw. Oliver does a good job of keeping it from touching the ground. It looks like, yep, never touched the ground, but still not enough for that first down at all.
So now 4th down, punting situation for the Jaguars. 9:05 left to play in the ball game. Snap is back, no pressure. Left-footed kick, fair catch called for, taken right at the 43-yard line, and that's where the Trojans will put it in play, 1st and 10. Got the playoffs coming up, and we want to remind you that you can check out your Ford game of the week at YurView.com. We'll let you know probably Monday, first thing. We'll work hard, laboriously over the weekend, trying to figure out what the best matchup is going to be. We do know game time will be 7:30 for the first round of playoff action on the Ford Game of the Week right here on YurView Channel 3. Running play up the middle, across the 45, out to about the 46-yard line. All kinds of great scenarios could be taking place. We talked about the surprising Putnam North team. What about the Moore Lions beating Owasso last week? That was a big surprise.
Yeah, that was a shocker.
Lions with probably their best football team in well over a decade. Second down. Call it 7 for the Trojans. Running play up the middle, fighting hard and getting close to first down yardage. On the carry there, number 27, Jacob Shelley.
And I think he just might be a little short of that first down, but it's going to be third and 1. Just following his blockers.
You know, somebody else we haven't seen is Drayson Waters. We haven't seen him since early in the contest, have we?
Yeah, we surely haven't.
I've forgotten about him.
You see that Will Cox and Jacob Shelley and Noah Hernandez have really been carrying the ball.
Hernandez looking for some running room. Looks like he's going to knife through and get that first down yardage. Taken down at about the Jaguar 46-yard line. Somebody lost a helmet on the play. Looks like number 11, Dylan O'Keefe, will have to sit out a play. Clock stopped with 7:32 left to go here in this fourth and final quarter.
Carry is good for a Trojans first down.
So they do get the first down. See more time ticking off this clock.
When you look at 6A District 2 with the standings right now, Union, Putnam North, Owasso, and more, that probably won't change regardless of what happens tomorrow night. And a sack on the play is the Jaguars. With some good pressure there. And also what's going to be interesting to see what the injury to Ian Corwin is all about.
Yeah, see right there, Kittleman having to pull the ball down. Didn't see a receiver downfield that he liked. Takes the sack. Good job by number 77 right there. Grantham bringing him down to the turf.
Of course, it could be a situation, too, where, you know, Jenks can't better or worsen their playoff position, and they just want to make sure that they keep Corwin happy. But you mentioned that there was some buzz there during the halftime. Hernandez takes a hit, keeps on going, man. It takes a team to bring him down.
Yeah, it sure does, man. That dude has some great balance because he takes hits and just remarkably stays on his feet every time. Take a look at it right here. Number 3, Zach Johnson, gives him a good shot. Right here, bam. Still stays on his feet and is able to pick up some more yards and hang on to the football.
Play clock. Can't find the play clock. Where'd they move it to? It's always been the same place here at Westmoore.
Yeah, it's down there. It seems like they're hitting 2 dash marks, and it's showing that it's not. I don't know if it's working right now, and maybe that's what they're waiting on.
If you are not in the Westmoore band, you need to be outside the band area. So you can no visitors inside. If you are not in the Westmoore band.
So they're sorting things out on the sideline. Jenks is retreating. Did you see? I didn't see a flag.
I didn't see a flag either.
Ball's going to stay where it was. Now Jenks, who had retreated as though they were.
Looks like Westmoore declined something.
Illegal substitution. So here we go. 3rd down and 14 for the Trojans.
Watch for the go routes on the outside.
Running play into the secondary. 1st down yardage. Hernandez. He is just a tough runner, man.
Every time they need some yards, they go to that counter play right there. Follows the puller or the pulling tackle.
Gets the 1st down. We saw Noah Cortez last week, and I was impressed with him. But I think I'm more impressed with what I see in Hernandez. Naturally, this is only the first time I've seen him in this contest, but his numbers, 5 carries, 92 yards, and 3 touchdowns on 5 carries. He's had himself quite a night. 9 carries is what Andy says here.
Yeah, and if we're doing the comparisons right now, Noah Hernandez is a nice back, does it all for the Jenks Trojan team, and he's able to seamlessly always find the end zone for them. Noah Cortez over there for Broken Arrow, though, is also a pretty good back in his own right. I think he only needs 77 yards tomorrow to break the school rushing record. So two good guys on that side of town.
Take either one is what you're telling me.
Honestly, I'd take either one of those offensive lines.
Yeah, that too. Hernandez with a first down over the left side. The Trojans now working on some clock as we go under 5 minutes to play. Now looking at 4:47 as they stop to move the chains. No matter how this game ends, and it looks like the Trojans are going to get the victory, and it could be, another touchdown differential. And I was impressed with Westmoore and what they were able to do offensively. I'm sure there's some things they'd like to do better, but a lot of times we've seen these games turn into 42-6 routes and things like that. And, Westmoore put 17 points on the board, and you could say probably left 10 out there.
Yeah, they certainly did, and there's no doubt about that. And I'm pretty sure tomorrow when they go watch some film, they're going to see some points that they left on the board. But it was a strong performance for them. A couple of missed tackles on defense, but still a strong performance. And on offense, they got some great athletes over there, and hopefully we get to see them in the playoffs.
All right, looking at a first down and 15 now for the Trojans. Handoff, moving the pile forward. Handoff, ball comes loose, picked up by Westmoore. I never heard a whistle. And I believe the Jaguars have it. Coming out of the pile there was number 12, Matthew Metcalf.
And I mean, you can see Jenks and Noah Hernandez always fighting for those extra yards. And sometimes those extra yards, they hurt you a little bit. And right there, you see the big turnover by the Westmoore Jaguars. Take a look at it right here. He's in the midst of the pile, and you can see, I'm trying to see that number on the ground right there because he's the guy that pulls it out, the guy with the wrist tape. It looks like big number 70 is the one who pulls it out for the Jaguars.
That's Garrett Human, 6'5", 280. He's just a sophomore. And the Jaguars take over. Wolf, who's already had a big night statistically, steps up, throws, complete. And that's going to be enough right at the first down marker. Out there to number 17, Colby Phillips. He's just a junior, so as we keep naming all these players from Westmoore, we're not seeing a whole lot of seniors on this ball club. Jacob Clark, their top receiver, who's had double-digit catches and over 120-some-odd yards receiving tonight. He is a senior. Dropping the throw, stepping up is Wolf. Makes one guy miss, has first down yardage, continues to run, gets it out across the 40, sliding in to about the 43-yard line, and a first down for Westmoore. Wolf steps up. Nice little sidestep. Sometimes it's not how fast you are, but just being elusive. The way Baker Mayfield was able to just take a sidestep or a step up in the pocket to make the pass rush miss. Here he does it again, but this time he gets hit from the blind side. Never saw it coming, and he got waylaid by Matthew Minix. Might not get up from that one for a while. I don't think he ever saw him. He's back up. Watch the hit here from number 1. NFL, that would have been called helmet to helmet. Coming in the far side, and he gets hit. Wolf right back at it, throws, pass a little bit behind Clark that time, falls incomplete. That'll bring up third down and 12. We've got 2:52 left to play. Jacob Clark with the big night. Nate Wolf. Obviously, if Clark's having a big night, that means Wolf has to be having a big night. The two go hand in hand. Clark, 11 catches, 126 yards, and a nice defensive play there. Just getting the hand in there right on time when he needed to. That's Braden Phillips. Called his name several Called his name several times tonight. Pass a little bit behind the receiver. And a 4th down and 12 now coming up for Westmoore. 2:48 left to play. Jags have any hope. They need a conversion right here as Wolf's going to roll it out in trouble, and he's going to go down. He had nowhere to run. He was surrounded from the top, the bottom, the middle, nowhere to go. And that means the Trojans will get it over on downs with 2:41 left to play in Westmoore territory. And as you take a look, there was nowhere to go. Once he got past that would-be tackler, they had him from every angle. And he's paid the price for having a big night tonight because he's taken some big hits along the way. They're going to spot the ball right at the 35-yard line, and that's where the Trojans will have it 1st and 10.
Instructions for the traditional senior circle.
Jenks lines up in Westmoore territory at the 35. Handoff, grabbed from behind. And now a flag comes out late. It's going to stop the clock, and I'm not too sure that's all Jenks really wanted to do was run the clock. And now you see Hernandez gets up gimpy, and then he goes down. I don't know if he's got cramps or what. Looks like he just has cramps. Penalty's going to be called against Westmoore. Training staff from both squads runs out onto the field. And we've got to stop in the play with 2:33 left to go in our contest. Really the only game coming up. And, of course, tomorrow night's game is the #1 game of the week, according to the Oklahoman. #1, Carl Albert. #5, Bishop McGinnis. It's for the district championship. Those two teams have met in the state championship finals each of the last 2 years, with Carl Albert coming out on top. That's coming your way tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, right here on the Cox Channel. Then as far as some of the other games are concerned, in Class 6A2, #1 Stillwater takes on Dell City. We also have 3A's #2 John Marshall at #5 Kingfisher. Some big matchups here in Week 10. Handoff left side. Ball carrier there for the Trojans is #27 Jacob Shelley with the carry.
#25 Jordan Henson.
As we're going to get under the 2-minute mark here in this contest, with the Trojans on top, leading it by a score of 28-17. Looking now at a 2nd down 17 proposition. Just 5 on the play clock as Jenks hurries to the line of scrimmage. Get the snap off in time. Hand off, and that's not going to go anywhere. Ball carrier there. Will Cox with the carry.
Tackled by Jackson Henson and Terry Shaw.
And that'll bring up 3rd down and 17. And Westmoore, they don't feel like they're done yet. They're not giving up. They're going to take a timeout, hopefully get the ball back soon.
Yeah, I mean, down 2 scores, you can still throw it to the end zone.
We'll take a timeout and continue. We'll be right back.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Watch the Ford Game of the Week, Jenks at Westmoore on Game Time.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week with 1:36 left to go here in regulation time. The Jenks Trojans on top of Westmoore, leading at 28-17. Trojans looking at a 3rd and 17. Kind of a deep handoff here. Tackled. And Westmoore will take a quick timeout once again. Stop the clock with exactly a minute and a half to play. You would assume that Jenks would go ahead and short punt it here, or since they are inside the Westmoore 40-yard line, they may even try a play, knowing that even if they don't get a first down, probably not going to make much of a difference. Even if Westmoore is somehow able to move the football all the way down the field and get 1 touchdown, you would certainly think they would not be able to get 2 here with just a minute 30 left to go in our ball game.
Yeah, and I think if I was in the Jenks coaching staff, I would elect to punt the football because, I mean, there's still an opportunity with the speed that Westmoore has on the outside. They can take a deep throw and get into the end zone, and then an onside kick later, try to make something happen once again. So I wouldn't take the chance, just punt the football away and give them a longer field to defend.
Dropping back for Westmoore is number 7, Jacob Clark. He's the Mr. Do-All for Westmoore. And dropping back to kick it away. Trojans kicker going to stand at about his own 40-yard line, 48-yard line. Running to his left this time, does get the kick off. And it's going to be stopped dead at about the 22-yard line for the Jaguars. 8 seconds go off the clock, 1:22 remaining. And just an 11-point lead for the Trojans. As we said, Jenks owned the first quarter and first half of that second quarter. I thought Westmoore won that second half of the second quarter, and in the second half it's been pretty even. Jenks built that 14-3 lead, and since then it has been a 14-14 pretty much even ball game. Dayton Wolf, the quarterback for the Jaguars, has had a big night as he drops the throw. Flushed out of the pocket, in trouble, and he's going to be drugged down, taken down, and a nice tackle in the open field there by Jared Galley. Galley coming up with the sack all the way back at the 9-yard line. Take a look.
Yeah, you can see he tries to extend the play, but can't find anything down the field. This offense is going to have to hurry up and get to the line, though.
Yeah, Jaguars have no timeouts remaining. If you're wondering why they didn't stop the clock, they've already expended all of their remaining timeouts. Play clock down to 8. Now looking at a 2nd down and 22, standing in his own end zone. Wolf on the quarterback draw, and he has stood up and hit at the 3 and driven all the way back into the end zone. Dylan O'Keefe once again with another big play for the Trojans. I don't know. Westmoore looks like they're going to try to get one more play off. We're down to 7 seconds.
Yes, sir.
4 seconds left, and I don't even think they're going to snap it, and that's going to do it. Well, they do not get the snap off. That is the ball game. So the Jenks Trojans go on the road and close out the regular season with a 28-17 win over the gallant Westmoore Jaguars here tonight. 28-17 is our final score. Keith Riggs making his way on the field. The procession between the two teams as they congratulate each other on really a very good football game here tonight. One of the better ones that we have seen, and on paper looking at a 5-4 Westmoore team taking on a 9-1 Jenks team. Maybe a little closer than some of the fans out there would have expected, but nonetheless, Trojans have the best of it as they win. They go to 9-1 in the season, They will lock up that number 2 position in Class 6A, and they will, Class 6A1, they will be hosting next week in the postseason play. And it looks as though they might be hosting Moore. I think Owasso is going to finish up in 4th place. Of course, Moore has to play at Mustang. Owasso has to play at Putnam North in 6A2. So that could change. That's a very fluid situation there in 6A2 as to who gets what. And in 6A1, it'll be Broken Arrow finishing 1st, Jenks 2nd. And then most people would expect Edmond Santa Fe to win their game with Norman tonight. That would have Santa Fe finishing 3rd. And then if UConn beats Edmond Memorial, it will be Westmoore that finishes 4th. So still a lot of things hanging in the air. We'll take a timeout, come back, and get ready for our wrap-up for you. Jenks wins it tonight, 28-17.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect. And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. During Ford SUV season, get 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Escape, Edge, and Explorer. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
You may have heard of Tulsa Tech, but did you know we offer business and industry training for large and small companies? Come get trained and certified in areas like confined space, HAZWOPER, crane rigging, CPR, first responder, and more. To learn more about our affordable and customized training and how Tulsa Tech can be a valuable resource to your company, call 918-828-5000 or visit us online at tulsatech.edu.
Winter's just around the corner, so it's a great time to replace your furnace before you need it most.
A planned replacement can save you thousands of dollars while improving the comfort and efficiency of your home.
Don't get caught in the cold. Call Airco Service today.
The company you know.
No one thinks about their water heater until it fails.
At that point, you have a huge mess on your hands with water damage everywhere.
A planned water heater replacement can save you a lot of trouble.
Right now, you can save big on a new high-efficiency water heater.
Call Airco Service.
The company you know.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back to the YurView Ford Game of the Week. Final score, Jenks 28, Jaguars 17. We're here with the winning coach. Coach, how do you feel about your team's victory?
Well, it wasn't exactly pretty. There were a lot of mistakes made. Give Westmoore credit. They're a really good football team. They played really hard all the way to the very end. But sometimes you just have to win ugly, and our kids fought hard in the second half to get out the win. I'm proud of them.
So playoffs around the corner. What are you looking forward to?
Well, new season, right? Everybody that makes the playoffs has new life. It's win or go home. So the stakes are a little bit higher, and there'll be a kind of a new sense of urgency and excitement in practice next week, and it's always exciting to still be playing.
Well, Coach, good luck with the rest of the season.
Thanks.
Back to you, Steve, and we'll get our player of the game next.
All right, sounds good. 28-17 is our final again. The Jenks Trojans end up the year with a 9-1 record, and, of course, the Westmoore Jaguars finish off at 5-5 on the year. And let's go back down to the field, and Deon Amade standing by with the player of the game.
Man, I joked with my producer earlier. Man, he's going to get tired of me talking to him after the games. How do you feel about your team's performance after this one?
It was a pretty sloppy win. We didn't really come out and execute like we wanted to, but we came out and we got the win, and that's what matters at the end of the day.
So playoffs around the corner. I just asked your coach, what are you looking forward to about the playoffs?
I'm just looking forward to a fresh new start. Everybody's 0-0. We all get to battle to the end to get to the last game.
Looking forward to holding up that gold ball eventually, hopefully?
For sure, for sure.
Well, congratulations being our player of the game once again. And good luck with the rest of the season and the playoffs.
Thank you so much.
Back to you, Steve.
All right, he is our player of the game. Mr. Noah Hernandez had a big night tonight, and it seemed like every time he touched the football, he was finding the end zone as part of this 28-17 victory. Here's a little delay, and Hernandez gets the handoff and goes into the end zone for the touchdown. That was one run, and he breaks a couple of tackles here, and he gets away. And once he gets behind the secondary, he is not easy to catch as he shows off his speed as well. Follows his blockers, gets to the edge, and takes off up the middle. Long strides, and he is into the end zone. He had a big night tonight. Noah Hernandez is our player of the game. Congratulations to him and to the Jenks Trojans on their victory tonight. And the play of the game, well, that belongs to Mr. Will Cox as he takes the handoff here, and watch him break tackles. 3, 4, 5, still going, getting help from teammates, pushing him into the end zone. What an effort, what balance. One more time, Cox from the end zone view just would not be brought down. They had him wrapped up, and they could not get him. Will Cox on our play of the game tonight. Take a look at the final numbers one more time for you. A big edge for Jenks as far as running the football goes, but Westmoore made up for that with the passing yards. So 366 for the Jaguars. You've got 375 for the Trojans, so not much difference there at all. First downs, actually, the Westmoore Jaguars had better of that by 4. And then the penalties pretty even. You can see some of the numbers individually there at the bottom. Ian Corwin, who did not play in the second half, first half was 11 of 15, 187 yards. And then Dayton Wolf, you saw there, a 9-yard touchdown run, and Kobe Phillips, some of the stars tonight for both of these squads, as the final score once again has Jenks winning it by a final of 28-17. Don't forget, tomorrow night we're back in action for you once again. We're staying right here in Oklahoma City. It's your Ford Game of the Week on YurView. The Carl Albert Titans, ranked number 1 in Class 5A, taking on the Fighting Irish up Bishop McGuinness. That'll be tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, right here on Cox Channel 3. For Deon Amade and our entire YurView broadcast team, I'm Steve Marshall saying so long from Moore, Oklahoma. The final score tonight, Jenks defeats Westmoore 28-17. To watch this entire game on replay, remember to log on to YurView.com. So long, everybody. Have a great night.
5-yard penalty.
Game Time on YurView has been brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers, the best in Oklahoma. Airco, the company you know. Tulsa Tech, for your future success, go to tulsatech.edu. And by Weoki Credit Union. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.